How are your brackets? March Madness has begun. The first day is done. Texas moves on, taking down Colorado State 56-44. Texas Tech went down late to North Carolina State. The Spurs get busy again, welcoming in the Grizzlies to the Frost tonight. Tip is at 7 o'clock.
How good you want to be? From play one to the last play, we fighting. Today's about opportunity and character. We got a chance to come out here and play football. It's a blessing.
Hey, every season is full of defining moments. Let's make this day a defining moment for us in our quest. Let's go, baby.
This is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star with Rob Thompson and the managing editor of Blogging the Boys, RJ Ochoa. Now, here are the guys.
Hey, gather around. We got a bunch to talk about. It is the Morning Huddle here on San Antonio Sports Star. There he is. His name is RJ Ochoa, properly adorned in the color of the day, maroon. Good morning, Ag. How are you doing this morning, RJ?
It's an exciting day, obviously.
I know, obviously, we're an affiliate of the great Fighting Texas Aggies, but I've never done a show where both of us were or did we do it last week?
Yeah,
I think we did last week
before the SEC tournament.
I think it's a beautiful thing, although it is a little bit off-putting. I'm not accustomed to it. It's like, I'm left-handed, and when I'm in the presence of somebody else who's left-handed, I go, man, you look weird. Your watch is on the wrong hand.
Yeah, you weirdos that put it on your right hand or your right wrist.
That is the natural order of things. Yeah, I'm glad it is.
To beat the hell out of Nebraska. Good weekend.
Dude, yesterday, oh, man. We got a whole bunch to talk about today. Of course, we're looking at the tourney. Upsets early, upsets late. Here we sit. Calipari will be on the stake today. We're going to talk about if Calipari's future will be with the Kentucky Blue Bloods, or will he be pushed aside after a $33 million buyout. Texas wins. Tech does not. Great day.
We also, it took one day to have our new darling team in our new, kind of mascot for the tournament.
The Oakland Bears?
The Oakland Golden, please,
there we go.
Give them their proper respect. There were a lot of tweets I saw on Thursday. I was going to say Monday night. I'm that lost. On Thursday night, they were like, Oakland is in Michigan?
There's three Oaklands because there's also an Oakland in Pittsburgh. There's an Oakland neighborhood in Pittsburgh, then the Oakland that's north of Detroit, and then the Oakland that we all know.
It's one of those things that like this tournament yields and brings out every year. Is like there's these schools that nobody's ever heard of.
Miami of Ohio, which makes no sense at all.
I saw a tweet from Alana Rizzo of MLB Network and of longtime Dodgers coverage. And again, like, I don't falter. Well, it's true. But I don't falter for this. But she initially tweeted like, "Wow, it's about time Oakland got some good sports news." And there were all these people that were like, "It's not that one." So it was just kind of funny.
Was she like? Was that in jest?
She legitimately. It seemed like she thought it was like Oakland, California, and so just another twist of the knife for the Bay Area fans. But,
I learned something yesterday. I told you that I was excited to watch North Carolina State just because I love a fat center.
Dude, man, he is special.
The thing about a fat center, I'm going to broaden that. Big center, I'm not going to body shame anybody, but as a fat guy myself, I think I view that as a compliment because the dude can do some stuff carrying that weight. Joker's a fat dude. I love a fat center. But I guarantee you this, and Joker plays into this, if you've got a fat center, that dude can bounce pass with the best of them. If you've got a fat center, that dude can drop a dime. It just goes without saying. Next time you see a fat center, you better pay attention. Don't go ball watching because he's going to drop a dime on you. And that dude last night did. Burns the third.
He is a lot of fun. Again, it was a wonderful day. We got upsets. We had close games. We had some proper blowouts. I couldn't help but think as I saw the commercial for Jack the Buffalo, shout out to Ernie Johnson who told us all about that. Jack the Buffalo took McNeese State to win the whole tournament.
Yes,
yeah, that was embarrassing.
That's so that was a reach.
We also had our first like true bracket buster in Kentucky. And we also had the cool story of, I don't know if he's still perfect, of Bijan Robinson, whose bracket was perfect, at least as of like 9 o'clock.
Yeah. Nuts. My bracket's awful, but anybody that lost, I started out the block with 0-2, out the block. I should have known that BYU game. Did you see any of the opening part of that where the BYU center got smashed in the face? They knew right at that moment. Oh no!
Well, and you doubted Izzo. You took the Bulldog.
Oh man, never. What is it? Never get involved in a land war in Southeast Asia, and never pick against Izzo in the tournament.
It's January, February, Izzo, April. That's the way this goes.
And never get into it with a Sicilian when death is on the line.
You feel stupid?
No. I feel like there's a bunch of people right now of my age that go, I'm with you, Rob. Right. I don't think that means what you think it means. Oh, I took one more step.
I don't know.
You have no idea what I'm talking about. Have you ever seen the Dread Pirate Roberts?
I've got no clue what the words you're saying.
I love doing this to you millennials. Hey, we also got Spurs talk. We've got I didn't realize why we've been giving Wemby nights off. Because he had to go scout. Wemby's got another job. I didn't know that Wemby was getting paid double. I mean, this guy should get a raise now because not only is he going to be Defensive Player of the Year runner-up, not only is he going to be Rookie of the Year, he is also the Spurs' primary scout, European and specifically. But in his involvement in the front office, the fact of the matter is, I'm being very facetious. We're going to hear from Wemby and his role in the Spurs' future endeavors. How much of a part is he playing in all of this? I found it very, very interesting. Very interesting. You're not going to want to miss it. 7 o'clock, Wemby talks about the future, and that's what we're all worried about, right?
It was one of those like, wow, I can't believe he actually said it sort of things. So it will be a lot of fun to unpack. Another, wow, I can't believe they spoke. Tyron Smith. He's got to do the car wash, obviously, as a new member of the New York Jets. But I would put it to you that in the 13 years that he played for the Cowboys, I have maybe heard 500 words from that man out loud. Like he really does not talk. To see him on a Zoom call, you know what I mean? Like doing, again, it's kind of a mandatory thing right now just because you're the new free agent signing and all that jazz, and it's the Jets and the New York media. But pretty interesting, to say the least.
I'm going to give you a movie that maybe you did see.
No. The Hangover.
Part of the trilogy that was The Lord of the Rings. Tyron always reminded me of a tree.
Of the tree in Lord of the Rings?
Of the trees, yeah.
Like the main one, though. The one that helped.
Didn't say a whole lot. I never even saw him move. He did move. Just this presence. He was this omnipresent, just behemoth.
That's a really good comp.
And to see him standing there talking yesterday was just, it was strange. It wasn't quite, I didn't want to say DeMarcus Ware, but remember when Ware was free and he got up to Denver and, he was talking and all this, but he was a talker with the Cowboys too. So that wasn't new. Yesterday was new and it was off-putting. I didn't like it.
Ware was like, Ware was in the Sunday Night Football intro with Carrie Underwood. You know what I mean? Like Ware was
he was out
involved.
You're right.
So this was strange.
Strange in every sense. All the color green and him, it just didn't feel right, didn't look right, didn't sound right, and you're going to hear it today.
Talking about playing for Aaron Rodgers, like just
I get it.
I just hate everything, man. Like I like football less. I really do. Like I'm so.
You do need.
We have established a championship,
and I think we need to find.
It's just not the world championship yet.
What is a diversion? I know we've got the tournament this weekend. That's a diversion, but we're going to need something for you.
I have the answer
for the next couple of, not just this weekend or this. I'm talking. You're going to need a diversion till I don't know July.
Well, I have
because this is going to kill you, man.
I have two. I have the Houston Astros who begin play a week from yesterday. So that'll help. That will. But this from an entertainment standpoint, I have a lot of shows. Like we have a lot of access to a lot of things, and it feels like I can't really find anything I like. I'm still catching up.
You have a lot of access to a lot of things. I don't know what that.
Well, we have like a lot of streaming options.
All of us
in society today. Yeah, yes. And so I'm still catching up on Drive to Survive. Still catching up on the Patriots Dynasty doc. Still want to hit Masters of the Air, which you recommend Masters of the Air, but my answer
watch it, please. Watch
is
Masters
The Crown.
of the Air.
That's what I'm going to dive for.
Didn't I recommend that to you?
I mean, you and like a million other people.
No, I was the one. It was me.
No.
Remember when I was telling you that they should call him Badass, and I said, by the way, once you say Tyler Badass, after that you should go watch The Crown. I think I told you that.
Do you think the Washington radio folks are like, we've always thought of you as a great player, but now, I mean, we're thinking you're Tyler Badass.
Now that you're a commander, has anybody ever called you Badass? Because that's what we're just like. Call you.
Wow, that's good. That's a good one. Y'all,
you guys are good.
Yeah, wow. Your ratings must be great.
Tyler,
killing.
We're so glad you're a commander, and now that you're here, has anybody called you Badass? Because we want to call you. We're thinking of doing like a badass seat club.
We were talking about it the other day, and it just kind of fits. I mean, so Tyler Badass, we thought of it. Yeah,
that's a good one
for sure.
Hey, coming back, how are your brackets looking? I'm in the 45th percentile, and I'm awfully proud to say that. Yeah, I picked them wrong. I'm sure you did too. Let's look at where things went early and late. You won't have Kansas to kick around anymore as they carry on. Samford headed home. His name is Gulky, and he is open. Wait till you hear how many 2-point shots he took this year in comparison to the number of threes he took this year. It is a ridiculous and very modern number. It is the mania that is in March, and we're talking about it next. Oh, by the way, Tyron wears green, and Ohtani is in trouble, kinda. We're talking about it all, so don't go anywhere because this is where the cool kids are. You're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Time is running out. We're almost sold out. Are you playing at the Golf Club of Texas? Get on it with plenty of prizes, including a shot at $50,000 in a trip to the big game. Presented by Ancira Auto Group. Go to sasportstar.com and get signed up. A 4-person scramble, $120 per player to join, or a group of 4 can sign up together for $400. Then, after your round, join the San Antonio Sports Star gang for the after party, where the Blitz will be live at 90 Proof Bar and Grill on the corner of Highway 90 and Lucky Ranch, 10 minutes from Golf Club of Texas. It's San Antonio's Spring Golf Classic, benefiting the Will Smith Foundation, Monday, March 25th, presented by Flight by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-230-2777. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-230-2777. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-230-2777. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-230-2777, 800-230-2777, or biglou.com.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or play. Stop, opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details.
Renewal by Anderson. Need to replace your old drafty windows? You want Renewal by Anderson. Need to lower your energy cost? You want Renewal by Anderson. Some people will trust anyone to replace their windows. Next thing you know, your windows are installed wrong. Your windows have problems, or worse, it takes forever to get resolved. That's why you need Renewal by Anderson. Renewal by Anderson has worked with over 1 million homeowners from southern New England to Nevada, Colorado to Pennsylvania, Arizona to Texas. Renewal by Anderson is the nation's best window and door replacement solution. Just text DESIGN to 200-300 to get started. Text DESIGN to 200-300 right now and schedule your free consultation online today. Plus, text now and get $359 off every window and $887 off every door. Don't wait. Text DESIGN to 200-300 for no money down, no payments, and no interest for a full year with Renewal by Anderson. Text the word DESIGN to 200-300. Text DESIGN to 200-300.
We're in the studio right now with Jose from the Gomez Law Firm. Online client reviews and testimonials are incredibly important. Joe Gomez Law is the leader when it comes to 5-star reviews.
We encourage people to go online and look at our reviews. You know, there's a lot of attorneys that might not want you to do that, but we encourage you to do that because we want to make sure that you feel comfortable choosing the right attorney. And we assure you, you go to Google and look up our reviews, you're going to be satisfied. I mean, we have almost 1,000 reviews, and we're very highly rated.
If anyone from San Antonio or even anyone from Texas is looking for a trusted attorney, the Gomez Law Firm is for you.
There are not a lot of businesses that stick around for even 50 years, let alone personal injury law firms.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then you need to visit joegomezlaw.com.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T.
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The patented key ingredient is something called Testofen, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text PREP to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text PREP to 42424. That's PREP to 42424.
Here's another remarkable success story from QC Kinetics. This one from Chad, who hurt his knee at the gym one day, and it just kept on hurting for months.
From my high school football and wrestling days, I already had a little bit of damage in there, but this just sent it over the edge.
Chad tried traditional treatments with no improvement when he turned to the non-surgical regenerative treatments at QC Kinetics.
It was really fascinating how they did their work, and the science behind it was very intriguing, and it works. Extracting the cure out of my own body blew my mind. It's like I'm brand new again. It was fantastic.
That's because the QC Kinetics natural biologic treatments use your body's own healing power to restore damaged tissue in your hips, shoulders, back, and knees, providing long-lasting relief.
Now I'm back at the gym. I'm 100% feeling great.
If you're tired of suffering with pain from arthritis or injury, call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318.
Check out the 2024 Basketball Mayhem at sasportstar.com. Enter your best bracket for the chance to win an incredible $1 million prize at sasportstar.com.
Hey, gather around. We're huddling up here on San Antonio Sports Star. When next we gather, we got a roadie. That's Monday. We're going to be out at Golf Club of Texas. It's golf time. We sold out, by the way. It's done. Sorry. Unless there's cancellations, there is no room at the end. But that doesn't mean there won't be. There always are. If you still want to play, if you're last minute, go to sasportstar.com. Details to be found there. But we're playing golf on Monday, and we want you there. It's Golf Club of Texas. We'll be teeing off right about the time we get off air. RJ and I will be broadcasting live from the pavilion right outside the Golf Club of Texas. It's going to be a great day, capped off by an evening of hilarity out there at 90 Proof, right around the corner from Golf Club of Texas. Come out and have a good time with us. RJ has been working on his backswing and his forward swing for literally hours and is ready to show off his prowess. Every time I see you sitting across from me in glasses, I'm always a little disconcerted. Because you don't wear them all the time, but you wear them enough to where I see you with them, and it's kind of like I'm looking at like your cousin, your brother, because you have them on, you have them off.
JR.
So what does that mean?
That would be like, like I'm not Rob. I'm, Blob.
You're like Bizarro Superman.
Exactly. Yeah.
So are you a happy man today after the first day of the tournament? Are your brackets good?
You mentioned before the break that you're in the 45th percentile. That's where I'm at. I like a lot of people had Kentucky winning. I had them losing in the Natty, which sucks.
A lot of people had them. If you had them winning this game, you had them winning a couple. Yeah. I think so. We all suffered that little hit.
I didn't believe in Duquesne.
So Duquesne, as we call them in my house.
I also believed in Drake and was wrong.
Hate the Drake.
I also believed in Nevada over Dayton.
I did too.
And I thought Texas would lose. And I was wrong.
I was wrong on just about most of those, yes. So here we sit, first day of the bracket's done. I'm always astounded, amazed, shocked, and I shouldn't be, at the prowess of the selection committee. I know that they get new guys every year, but there's a group behind the scenes that keep this ridiculous number of background stats. And if this win happens, if this team gets here, guess who might and what? When you look at the bracket that you just talked about with Texas. So Texas won, they're progressing. Tennessee won. So in that game, you've got Rick Barnes head coaching Tennessee playing against Texas, this last team. So it's always fun to watch the different colors of ugly orange go at each other. So we got that. In the other game, we have Oregon Creighton. Well, the head coach of Oregon, his last job was the head coach at Creighton. So we have this matchup and this little bracket with history just kind of woven into it, and things kind of played into the narrative that these guys up in a lobby at the Great Wolf, kind of just put together. I'm always astounded how it works out. Like, oh man, they built in this little back drama on top of what is the round of 32. It's cool. So that kind of plays into what went on yesterday, which was by the script, off script, whatever you like. You got the upsets you wanted. You got the champions, the big time teams rolling. It was just a phenomenal day of basketball.
You also got, I think the internet always needs, a guy.
So we have drag. Okay. Which guy what's your favorite guy from yesterday? Because we have two candidates.
No.
Two nominees.
Okay. I think Jack is the positive end of the spectrum. Can you say his last name for us?
Who, Gulke?
Yeah.
He's open, Gulke, baby.
So Gulke is the positive end of the spectrum. We got our teddy bear, right? But we also got our cheat meal. We got our guy to drag, and we got John Calipari, because everyone is just, it is open season on Kentucky right now. That is an equally enjoyable thing when everyone can come together and just roast one, blue blood favorite, whatever, and talk about how overrated or whatever they are.
I feel like I've been here before. Weren't we just here? Weren't we just having this conversation 2 years ago?
Well, he's got that lifetime contract.
After that St. Peter's beating just 2 years ago, right?
But he's got a lifetime contract.
$33 million buy. I get why everybody's mad at John Calipari, because they're just not getting far. And his numbers in the tournament are awful.
What do you mean not getting far? They're not getting anywhere.
Well, what are they, 1-4 in the last 5 years or whatever it might be? Haven't been to a Final Four in 15 years or whatever since Anthony Davis or the Booker team, which we think when we look back at that team, we always feel like he won the title that year, but he didn't. They lost to Wisconsin. You're getting 90% of what most Division I teams would, kill or die for. But I get it. As an Aggie who had Jimbo, and you're like, well, dude, this just ain't working out, man. We love the notoriety. It's been pretty cool. But there's other things in life, and maybe it's time to separate. I will say this: it's not that Kentucky has slowed down. The rest of the country's just caught up.
But they've stood still. You know what I mean? Like
no,
they've allowed
they haven't. An all-star game is a Kentucky all-star game. He's recruiting as good a talent as anybody. He's just not winning. I know,
but there's not development. Like I feel like you're giving him these low-hanging fruit, accolades. Like, cool, your recruiting class was great. That was true for Jimbo too. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And the Jimbo of it all was. I mean, I don't want to hate on the Aggies today because good vibes only. But I mean, at least Calipari's got something on the resume. You know what I mean? Like Jimbo doesn't. So, or didn't, obviously.
Yeah, Calipari's got a national championship. He routinely brings in a top class, and he routinely finishes at the top of his conference. I get it. If you want to fire him, I fully comprehend
if Calipari
it. But
showed
it's
up to
very
recruit your
different.
kid,
This is while I compare the two, it's very different. The rest of college football didn't catch up to A&M, but the rest of college basketball caught up to Kentucky
this summer or this spring. Right, in a month, he showed up to recruit your kid.
Who? Calipari?
If Calipari did, yeah.
Let me tell you this. If Calipari showed up to my door, I know one thing. My boy's headed close to or nearly NBA quality. If Calipari comes knocking, he sees something that involves an 82-game schedule, not 28.
But that's more of a reflection of your kid.
No, in this modern day and age, he's going with Cal, baby, because Cal will put my boy in the league. So if he comes to recruit my son, I'm listening because that's the ultimate goal.
Back to Gulke. Did you hear his quote? How he was like, "Yeah, I know I'm not going to the NBA." Like, what a great level of, I don't want to call it humility, but self-awareness. You know what I mean? Like, it's cool to see. It's not cool. I mean, you wish everyone could go to the NBA. You wish everyone could do everything all the time. You root for everyone to obviously succeed as much as possible. But I do think there's a freedom to knowing that, right? Like, there's a freedom. There's a carpe diem-ness to the tournament. When that's your disposition, when you're like, hey man, like this is the last basketball that most of us have. You know what I mean? Like let's if we're gonna go down, let's go down in flames. You know what I mean? Let's shoot 1,000,000 threes in a row. So
this dude, check this. So this season he's taken 323 threes and 8 twos.
Steph Gulke.
Well, you know why he does that? Because there's no fours. I set that up badly, but that's a t-shirt I read one time. That's why you love college basketball. I mean, literally, that's why we dive into this weekend, because you get the Jack Gulkes and you get the Burns the thirds, you get the guys that you hadn't quite seen, and there's been legends of, and we'll get some more of that today. What's the best team you saw yesterday?
The best team, I think Tennessee's up there in terms of just overall complete performances. Obviously, we didn't see UConn or Houston. I mean, North Carolina looked good.
Yeah, Iowa State.
I thought Michigan State looked good. I mean, relatively speaking, Arizona crushed. So the favorites played well. I thought, man, what a disappointment for Colorado State though. So what is our update? Man. What is our update on first 4 teams? So Colorado State is out. We're awaiting Colorado, correct?
Right.
They play today, and then. Who else do we have?
Wagner went down.
Wagner got.
We'll have Grambling today.
Well, they've got no shot. So our first 4 hopes rest on Colorado beating Florida. Who do you have?
As far as our first 4, I have.
Well, they're. I mean,
I'm
again, there's 2 of the 4 left, and Grambling's not beating Purdue. That's what I'm saying. Man, the best shot we have is Colorado beating Florida.
Man, there's so many. My bracket's still there's lots of red.
It's in the South region. It's in the South region. You can do this. You can find it.
Yeah,
I've got them winning. I've got the Buffalo.
I have Florida winning.
So you don't believe in any first 4 teams? What a fraud.
No, and so far we don't have a full return on which conference might be a sham. But it's looking like it could be the Big 12. it's just kind of, let's keep following as BYU and Tech go down yesterday. We'll continue looking at the tourney. We got big games today. Keep in mind, Aggie game catch live right here on San Antonio Sports Star. We'll get you going about 5. Tip will be a little bit after that as we do the pregame. You get to hear Andrew Monaco do an NCAA tournament game, which is always a treat. Coming back, in the wide world of sports, Tyron Smith is wearing green now, and what a strange day it was. We're going to hear from Tyron some of the reasoning behind going to the Jets, and I guess coming in second. I mean, there is that, right? Hey, we're talking the Cowboys next. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, lucky us, we are live again. Twin Peaks, this time, though, the Live Oak location, and what's going to be a lot of fun with the NCAA tournament action.
All the madness with us out at Twin Peaks Live Oak, plus the Spurs with a winnable game tonight. Plus, we'll talk Cowboys with John Machota from The Athletic. The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency on earth. And if you owe back taxes, the news isn't good. The IRS is raising the interest rate it charges on unpaid taxes, and further rate hikes are expected. Most people don't know it, but the IRS adds interest charges on your tax debt daily. So if you owe the IRS today, you will owe even more tomorrow. And it doesn't stop until you get right with the IRS. The good news is getting right can start with one phone call to Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm. Optima's tax professionals specialize in the Fresh Start Initiative, a powerful IRS program that can save you thousands if you qualify. In fact, the experts at Optima Tax have resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients. Call now for a free consultation.
Call 800-970-3199. That's 800-970-3199. 800-970-3199.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Are you over 30 and putting off life insurance? It's time to get a quick quote from Ethos, a better, easier way to get term life insurance, all online with no medical exam. Answer a few health questions and you could be approved for up to $2 million. Isn't it worth 10 minutes to help protect your family's financial security? Ethos, up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
Now streaming only on Disney+.
My name is Taylor. Welcome to the Eras Tour.
Experience Taylor Swift's record-breaking Eras Tour.
Does anyone here know the lyrics?
Taylor Swift The Eras Tour, Taylor's version, with 4 additional acoustic songs. Now streaming only on Disney+.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
I wish I could get this stupid jar open.
Jars can be tough, am I right?
Who are you? And how'd you get in my kitchen?
It's me, Flo, and I'm here to grant your wish of easily switching to Progressive and helping you get a discount that honors the time spent with your previous insurer.
Great, but what does that have to do with getting this jar open?
Nothing.
So you can't open this?
Oh, I just do insurance. Jars, I leave to the professionals.
Sign up for Progressive and opt into more savings. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
That's Mike saying good morning. It's the best he can do right now. Yeah, not a cloud in the sky. What Mike could use is a fresh start. And Irish Spring Body Wash. The fresh scent of Irish Spring and those sensational Irish Spring suds are just the reset Mike needs. Now he's ready
to go to work.
It's Sunday. Irish Spring. When the spring hits you, you're ready. Pick up Irish Spring at Walmart today.
Getting your biggest tax refund from Jackson Hewitt can lead to some spirited reactions.
Jackson Hewitt!
Jackson Hewitt is so sure they'll get you your biggest refund that if they don't, you get your money back plus $100.
Jackson Hewitt!
Switch to Jackson Hewitt and we'll beat what you paid last year, even if you filed online.
Yeah!
Ain't nothing to it. Switch to Jackson Hewitt and pay less for tax prep, guaranteed. Proof of prior year payment required when filing. New clients only at participating locations through April 7th. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com.
Febreze.
Fabric Talk. Hey, it's me, your couch. Today's my favorite day of the week. Febreze Fabric Spray Day. The occasional deep cleans are nice, but in between, I'm needing a refresh. Ooh, here she comes with the Febreze Fabric Spray. Oh yeah, spritz them armrests. Don't be shy. Nothing like a good spray down to get me smelling so fresh and clean. Don't forget my back. Nice. Febreze Fabric Spray. It's just that easy. Now we can both breathe happy. Febreze. La 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 la.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or play. Stop, opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details.
Renewal by Anderson. Need to replace your old drafty windows? You want Renewal by Anderson. Need to lower your energy cost? You want Renewal by Anderson. Some people will trust anyone to replace their windows. Next thing you know, your windows are installed wrong. Your windows have problems. Or worse, it takes forever to get resolved. That's why you need Renewal by Anderson. Renewal by Anderson has worked with over 1 million homeowners from southern New England to Nevada, Colorado to Pennsylvania, Arizona to Texas. Renewal by Anderson is the nation's best window and door replacement solution. Just text DESIGN to 200-300 to get started. Text DESIGN to 200-300 right now and schedule your free consultation online today. Plus, text now and get $359 off every window and $887 off every door. Don't wait. Text DESIGN to 200-300 for no money down, no payments, and no interest for a full year with Renewal by Anderson. Text the word DESIGN to 200-300. Text DESIGN to 200-300.
This is Joe Reinagle. You're listening to the home of the Aggies, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Thanks, Joe. We are the home of the fighting Texas Aggies. They tip off today against Nebraska in the Trev Albert game. Tip will be, let me check our friendly scheduling calendar to make sure I give you the appropriate times. We want no one to miss this. Yeah, here we go. No, that's not it. How you doing, RJ?
I'm doing well.
You hanging in? You holding on?
Yeah. 5:50 is
yes.
The tip.
The tip is 5:50. We're gonna go live 5:30.
Yeah,
that's what we do. The boys are gonna be out at the Twin Peaks Live Oak today. Go join them today at 2. Party continues all evening long. You know what Twin Peaks does. They're gonna do it right. Live Oak out there by the IKEA, home of the Flurkennoggin, which I can put together in less than 4 hours.
Good for you.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at it. Watching Tyron Smith, go through his presser with the Jets. I'll say this, we talk about cowboy culture. And if there's any other franchise out there that deals with the external stuff as much as the Cowboys, the Jets are a pretty close second, I would say. So Tyron Smith is very accustomed to the fishbowl that he's jumped into. Yesterday in his presser, he let us know that while he is a Jet, it wasn't easy. And the Cowboys, well, they were a close second.
Honestly, I was letting my agent handle most of that stuff. I had a lot of things going on at the time, but I just knew my main options was either going to be in Dallas or the Jets. And for the way things were looking in Dallas, I knew it was most likely to be the Jets. And I honestly got excited for the new chapter in my life.
There's so much in that little statement for the way things were looking, man. It looked like I was done. Tyron was like, dude, this by either inattention, inactivity, whether it's ignorance or apathy, things are going south.
It's just why? Why are you like this? We all know somebody who we wish would change a certain quality. That might be a big thing. That might be a small thing. Maybe you know somebody who, pops their gum, whatever. And it's annoying. In this case, we all know somebody who is incompetent at running an NFL team. And this is a franchise icon. This is, I would say, maybe the second best draft pick in maybe the third best draft pick in the Jerry Jones era.
Oh,
number one's probably
okay.
Well, number one's probably Larry Allen. And I'm talking. Let me specify the Jerry Jones post Jimmy Johnson era.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't include any of the triplets, and obviously Irvin predated them. But Larry Allen would be number one, like players that were only Jerry Jones. And I would say DeMarcus Ware's number 2,
Dak.
Tyron's number 3.
Dak. I love the kid, but 4th round pick.
Well, no, it depends on how you define greatest. Like greatest return on investment, definitely. But I mean, Tyron has been the best left tackle in the NFL for most of his career.
Yeah. All 3
like
names
Dak has never been the best quarterback.
I get you. Those you're going to list 3 Hall of Famers, and absolutely,
right. No, and then I would even go like Zach Martin, Jason Witten, like those guys would certainly be ahead of Dak for me. But again, that's a conversation for a different day. So this is among the very best people to have ever played for you, exclusively for you, and you can't just spend a little. You know what I mean? Like it makes you look so cheap and so, piss poor at this. And so, I mean, incompetent isn't a strong enough word. What semblance of hope does anybody have after they hear Tyron's words?
Okay. I do want to temper a little bit of this angst and sadness that you have, because we are at the end of this guy's career. And while he did have a good season last season, 13 games, this is still Tyron. And I fully expect him to spend a fair amount of time hurt next year. Now, whether, how that manifests, we'll see, but he just doesn't stay healthy, and that's not going to stop. So it's not like we're waving goodbye to a current by play Hall of Famer. This is a Hall of Famer by stuff he did 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago. So I understand we lost a pillar with the Cowboys, but as far as play on the field, you and I both know we were talking about right tackle.
Okay,
frankly.
well, to that point though,
but you're right. But there's something deeper than that. It's more than just Tyron and the talent. It's the fact that the franchise go for a pittance. I mean, it wasn't like it would have cost you a lot. If they'd have come back and they paid him 25, you go, man, I just wasn't going to pay it. We'd all said we get you. But he didn't want to leave.
Why did the Jets pay Tyron? Even though it wasn't an exorbitant amount, why did the Jets pay him?
They got a quarterback that's worth the investment to protect. I mean, that's
right. And if you expand upon that, because they're trying to win the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Right. Like that's why the Jets signed Mike Williams. That's why the Jets have done, the Jets have had a sneaky, interesting offseason, right? The Jets have done things to where you can look at them and you can say, well, I think you might be a bit disillusioned, but at least, you're putting all your eggs in one basket. Like I can respect that.
You're swinging. I don't care. You might strike, but you're swinging. I'm with you.
Yeah. Like it is the polar opposite approach from the Cowboys. Like, think about it. I'm not at all saying that, peak Dak is peak Aaron Rodgers, but the Jets are so willing to for the crumb of an opportunity that they are betting on 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers coming off of a torn Achilles, right? And you, the Cowboys, won't bet on a 30-year-old quarterback coming off of a MVP caliber season, a wide receiver who had the best season statistically in franchise history. The fact that team is more willing to get up off the couch and dance than you are is pathetic. I mean, it truly is pathetic.
RJ, you've begrudgingly brought me down a road that I didn't think I would go. And I'm still not in the pit of despair that you're living. But it was a bit of an existential moment yesterday watching Tyron stand there and talk about being a Jet and, the things. And you're thinking, this is just dumb. This situation I find myself today watching this, it's dumb. And it is representative of where you are. That it is a magnificent effort in just average to no knowledge or skill in a position that is so obviously required of that. And it's bereft. You have nothing to bring to the table. Nothing.
It's really, really, really difficult to fathom. And everyone keeps dragging them for the all-in thing. They are making this bed, man.
Yes.
They are making this bed, and they're going to force everyone to lie in it with them when it is completely and totally on them. I mean, think about the players we talked about, to kind of start this conversation, the best players drafted in the Jerry Jones era. Rank them however you want. But these are just other players that would be on a list of, I don't know, a top 20. Des Bryant, Sean Lee, Dak, certainly to that point. You could put Travis Frederick on that list. CeeDee Lamb now. Michael Parsons certainly belongs there. DeMarcus Lawrence, I think, has been a great player. Dan Bailey, not a draft pick. But, you could find all these players who have been so talented that never even played in a title game. You know what I mean? Like, you're just wasting the careers of – and I don't know. I don't want to read too much into Tyron's body language and disposition.
RJ,
but My read on Tyron
exhale,
is
man.
he's
Let
like,
it go because you're in a spiraling pit of despair.
My read on Tyron is that even he's thinking like, this is so dumb. You know, like this is so dumb that I have to come play here. You know, this is so ridiculous that the Cowboys couldn't figure this out, and that I have to move and come play here and pretend to be interested in playing for the Jets and look all stupid in this cartoon uniform.
And he could hit the campaign trail and have a big old glass of ayahuasca. Hey, coming back, it could get worse, or did it get better for Ohtani? We're going to give you an update with the scandal, the Dodgers. Hold on tight. We are going to look at it. Hey, Silver and Black, just around the corner. Wemby has been performing double duty. I had no idea that they not only drafted the Rookie of the Year, but they brought in a talent scout extraordinaire. We'll tell you what that means just after 7 o'clock. A lot to do. We're doing it next. This is the Morning Huddle, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Time is running out. We're almost sold out. Are you playing at the Golf Club of Texas? Get on it with plenty of prizes, including a shot at $50,000 in a trip to the big game. Presented by Ancira Auto Group. Go to sasportstar.com and get signed up. A 4-person scramble, $120 per player to join, or a group of 4 can sign up together for $400. Then, after your round, join the San Antonio Sports Star gang for the after party, where the Blitz will be live at 90 Proof Bar and Grill on the corner of Highway 90 and Lucky Ranch, 10 minutes from Golf Club of Texas. It's San Antonio's Spring Golf Classic, benefiting the Will Smith Foundation, Monday, March 25th, presented by Flight by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Somebody's knocking the door. I walk over, and there's Toby Keith. I'm like, hey, Toby Keith. He's like, hey, is Rick James in here? I'm like, yeah. He does like to smoke the weed.
Yes, he does.
Yes. We are having some celebrities, Rick James and Dan Haggerty and
Grizzly Adams?
Wow.
Hello, Grizzly Adams.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Every Saturday morning.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
George gets justice. If you've been injured, get George, because George gets justice. With over 100 years of combined experience and a relentless dedication to your case, the attorneys at George Salinas Injury Lawyers will fight for what's right. If you've been injured and it's not your fault, get George and get the compensation you deserve. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. Getgeorge.com.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as 1 day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
At LL Flooring, we've been a trusted partner to pros for over 30 years. With over 400 nationwide warehouses full of in-stock, job-ready inventory, you'll get what you need. And our exclusive pro pricing means that pros never pay retail. Because at LL Flooring, all we do is floors. So we're going to do it right. Sign up for a free pro account today to start getting pro benefits. LL Flooring, every step covered.
I can't believe tax season is here already. Look at all this info I have to enter.
Phil's small accounting firm is growing in numbers.
Why didn't I take that typing class in high school?
A data entry specialist could really help him in a crunch.
I got blisters on my fingers.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Puro San Antonio football is back at the Alamo Dome. Join the herd and watch your Brahmas in the best seats at the best prices. Single, season, and group tickets are available now. Don't miss any Brahmas action this season, led by legendary head coach Wade Phillips. The Brahmas kick off the season March 31st against the DC Defenders in the Alamo Dome. Let's pack the Dome. Experience the excitement. Head to theufl.com to buy your Brahmas tickets today. That's theufl.com. Vamos Brahmas!
Getting your biggest tax refund from Jackson Hewitt can lead to some spirited reactions.
Jackson Hewitt.
Jackson Hewitt is so sure they'll get you your biggest refund that if they don't, you get your money back plus $100.
Jackson Hewitt.
Switch to Jackson Hewitt and we'll beat what you paid last year, even if you filed online. Ain't nothing to it. Switch to Jackson Hewitt and pay less for tax prep, guaranteed. Proof of prior year payment required when filing. New clients only at participating locations through April 7th. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com.
Ulta Beauty's semi-annual beauty event is happening now. Unleash your love for beauty with 50% off daily beauty steals on hair, skin, makeup, and fragrance. Shop your favorite brands like Tarte and Fenty Beauty by Rihanna. Plus, grab perfect hair care pairs from brands like Redken and Olaplex. And check out new arrivals from brands like Charlotte Tilbury and Dyson. Shop the Ulta Beauty semi-annual beauty event online, in-store, or try pickup today. Now through March 28th. Ulta Beauty. The possibilities are beautiful. Conditions apply.
Check out the 2024 Basketball Mayhem at sasportstar.com. Enter your best bracket for the chance to win an incredible $1 million prize at sasportstar.com.
Hey, Huddle up! It's the Morning Huddle. RJ and Rob here. Taking you into the weekend. It's going to be another fabulous day. Go join the Blitz out of Twin Peaks, out in Live Oak, right there next to the IKEA. Brand newest location there for Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views this afternoon. The games are on. You might as well be there with the Blitz and James. Monday, play golf with us. And then next Thursday, fly away. Go join the Blitz out at the Circa there in Las Vegas. So they're hosting a party. It'll be a Sweet 16-ish, but there will be some opening day festivities. Greg Maddox pitching. Are throwing out the first pitch there at that beautiful book. If you want to go to sasportstar.com. We got a deal for you, 20% off. Just put Minix 20 in that little thing there when you're getting your rooms. Go see the Blitz in Vegas this weekend. Hopefully the beginning of a long and beautiful relationship with the Circa. That's what we do around here. The Star, we're big time. And, you know, in your Vegas, you can gamble as much as you'd like and no one gives a crap. Just pay your taxes. If you're gambling in California, we got problems. Not only does California not appreciate it, but the IRS would like to tax it. And it appears that Ohtani's people are requesting some sort of investigation into how on earth could anybody find a way to take $4.5 million from their $700 million man.
Yeah, how could anyone dupe him into
how could
signing
such a thing
off
happen?
on a wire signing off on multiple wire transfers? This is the blame game seems to have started.
Here we go.
And I don't know. I feel like, you know, like so many people said yesterday, like this story's not going away. I feel like it was an oddly quiet first day for a scandal like this, which shows the power of Shohei Ohtani and his people. But there are too many, you know, investigative journalists that moonlight as sports reporters that are on the hunt for some information.
You are so right. And I think some of it is they're in Korea. So there wasn't a lot and they had to fly home. So this is only beginning. They are, you know, it's interesting in an attempt, I think, to pass the spotlight off the Ohtani's folks requesting how this happened. Well, we have a witness who said he did it, but they are in fact looking into it. It doesn't look pretty, and the smoke is very quickly turning into fire. We'll keep you up to date with all of that as it does go today. I'm sure there'll be more news coming. Around the bend, though, the Spurs are welcoming in the Grizz into the ice house. Spurs playing the Frost tonight, bringing in Memphis. No job, but they do got a Jaron. We'll talk about the matchup of the big boys and the Spurs. And Wemby speaks to his other job. You know, everybody got to have a side gig now. That's what kids do these days. This is the Morning Huddle. Stay cool. We'll be right back.
KTFM Floresville. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, your home for the Aggies.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Minimum purchase required. Interest accrues from date of purchase, but is waived if paid within promotional period. Go to windowappointmentnow.com for full offer details. Attention homeowners. Do you know when to replace your windows? Feeling too hot or cold? Fog between the glass? Spending too much on expensive energy that literally goes out the window? It's time to replace. And right now you can get a free in-home window consultation and free price quote from Renewal by Anderson. Plus, with our March 31-day sales event, you can save $377 off every window and $777 off every door when you buy 4 or more units. Just text PROJECT to 200-300 for your free consultation on top quality affordable windows or patio doors for no dollars down, no monthly payments, and no interest for a year. That's right, you don't pay a dime for an entire year. Text PROJECT to 200-300 to save $377 off every window and $777 off every door when you buy 4 or more units. Hurry, this incredible 31-day sales offer is only in March. Text PROJECT to 200-300. Text the word PROJECT to 200-300. PROJECT to 200-300.
The Golf Club of Texas has some of the best course conditions with the friendliest staff. The golf is great. They have lighted driving range and practice area. While it feels like a country club, it's not a private club. It's open to the public, so bring the family into the Tin Cup Bar, the nicest sit-down restaurant in that area of San Antonio, specializing in Texas food, wine, and spirits. For golf or dinner, go to the Golf Club of Texas off Highway 90, online at golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, the friendliest golf course in Texas. Hey, poker players, the Big Blind is open with a true Vegas feel. The Big Blind is the premier poker room in San Antonio, featuring an upscale environment catering to players from all abilities. Whether you are seeking high-octane tournaments or lively cash games, the Big Blind has a game for everyone. The Big Blind at 281 in Redland Road, just down from the Rue Pub, offers daily cash games to daily, weekly, and monthly tournaments. Learn more online at thebigblindsa.com. The Big Blind at 281 in Redland Road.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details. Renewal by Anderson. Need to replace your old drafty windows? You want Renewal by Anderson. Need to lower your energy cost? You want Renewal by Anderson. Some people will trust anyone to replace their windows. Next thing you know, your windows are installed wrong. Your windows have problems. Or worse, it takes forever to get resolved. That's why you need Renewal by Anderson. Renewal by Anderson has worked with over 1 million homeowners from southern New England to Nevada, Colorado to Pennsylvania, Arizona to Texas. Renewal by Anderson is the nation's best window and door replacement solution. Just text DESIGN to 200-300 to get started. Text DESIGN to 200-300 right now and schedule your free consultation online today. Plus, text now and get $359 off every window and $887 off every door. Don't wait. Text DESIGN to 200-300 for no money down, no payments, and no interest for a full year with Renewal by Anderson. Text the word DESIGN to 200-300. Text DESIGN to 200-300. Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Minimum purchase required. Interest accrues from date of purchase, but is waived if paid within promotion promotional period. Go to windowappointmentnow.com for full offer details. Attention homeowners. Do you know when to replace your windows? Feeling too hot or cold? Fog between the glass? Spending too much on expensive energy that literally goes out the window? It's time to replace. And right now you can get a free in-home window consultation and free price quote from Renewal by Andersen. Plus, with our March 31-day sales event, you can save $377 off every window and $777 off every door when you buy 4 or more units. Just text PROJECT to 200-300 for your free consultation on top quality affordable windows or patio doors for no dollars down, no monthly payments, and no interest for a year. That's right, you don't pay a dime for an entire year. Text PROJECT to 200-300 to save $377 off every window and $777 off every door when you buy 4 or more units. Hurry, this incredible 31-day sales offer is only in March. Text PROJECT to 200-300. Text the word PROJECT to 200-300. PROJECT to 200-300.
San Antonio's Sports Star. San Antonio's Sports Center.
The madness began, and there are upsets to be had. Plenty of double digits are moving forward in March Mania. The Texas Longhorns, they're moving on. They took on Colorado State and put them to sleep. Texas Tech went down to North Carolina State. The Spurs welcomed Memphis into the house. The Frosts host the game. 7 o'clock will be the tip.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Wembenyama free. Goes behind the back here. Oh, little sidestep and a jam by Wembenyama. Oh, it's knocked away by Wembenyama.
This is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star with Rob Thompson and the managing editor of Blogging the Boys, RJ Ochoa. Now, here's Rob and RJ.
Hey, gather round. We got a lot to talk about. Huddle up. The Morning Huddle begins in earnest right now because RJ Ochoa, the bespectacled Aggie sitting across from me, I can't say much. I, too, look the same. Welcome on to the show today. Easy E, he is a maverick. You can tell by his shirt. And his see, I'm the only one who can see him from where you guys outside of the studio. He's on the other side of the double pane glass, and he look. We're glad you're here. Spurs get busy while there is tournament madness going on. The NBA continues, and they're welcoming on the Grizzlies. The Spurs, as we sit right now, are 15-54.
Yikes!
They are headed toward a worse record than they had last year.
Wow.
While employing the services of the Rookie of the Year. It's the math just, it doesn't seem to make sense. I feel like I need some sort of physics formula to explain to me how addition equals subtraction. I don't know how we got here.
Part of the plan, Rob.
And can you imagine if you are, in fact, Wemby? I mean, this does reflect rather poorly on you, whether you want to blame him or not. I mean, how can you be this good and your team be this bad?
It's I'm sure a frustrating and a maddening question for him. And it's, if you have to put one answer on it, it's because he's really, 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 really good. And so the gap between him and normal good players is massive. But the gap between him and the good players on this team is like twice that.
How important? I mean, it's very important, and the whole focus is on winning these games. And we've had our ups and downs in the season, but we know each other way better today. So it all comes down to all of our personal efforts to make this work. But it's going to work.
If it's going to work, and we've been hearing a lot about. It's not so much about this season now. We got to be worried about 2 years from now with the contract. Well, let me ease everybody's fear. No matter what happens between now and then, Victor will sign another contract with the Spurs. It's the financially expedient thing to do. That's the one thing that the NBA does have built in, that no matter what happens, whether he blows up or whatever the case may be, the Spurs will have the right to pay him more than anybody else to keep him around. So there is the long term that the Spurs have at the barest of minimums 4 more years to keep Victor or to make him happy.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it is an election year. So,
you know what? Well said. But I think I would look at it more like it's a primary. we're not quite at the election period yet. It's the primary, so we're auditioning for his running mate. We're trying to find his put together his platform as he runs for the office here in a couple of years. But he's just kind of messing around in the primaries now, trying to gather a little bit of support. They ask him about the plan for the future and his involvement there.
It's a lot of communication with the coaches and the front office, of course, to know, where we're comfortable with each other in the game, and where we're not comfortable, to know what kind of pieces we would need to add. So this is a lot of discussion because at the end of the day, the GM, the front office, they know their job. They can do almost anything with what we got today. But it's a matter of how well they understand us, the players and the coaches, about where we want to go and how we want to develop.
Where we want to go and how we want to build up. Should we be replacing in this statement I with we? What I want to go today, but it's a matter of how I understand the players and how the coaches about where I want to go and how I want to build up. Or should we keep the we? Because that means a whole lot of different stuff if he's using the royal we.
Right. You said replace I with we. You mean replace we with I?
Or he said we.
Right.
But if I replace,
should we replace
I with we? Should we look at it like, okay, what do I want, and what do I need? Or because if we approach it like he is saying, the royal we, all of us, that's an entirely different thing.
So let me ask you this: who, outside of Wemby, for obvious reasons, who is the best Spurs draft pick in the last 15 years?
15 years?
Yeah. It's 2009. 2010. Who's their best draft pick?
Well, and a lot of those are drafting 30th, so I'm not going to,
Sure, but even in the last 5 years.
Well, because there's also different genres. I'll say Devin was a really good pick, though.
Okay, so that's
if you talk about into the first round,
trying to hate, but if that's if that's what this front office unearths after looking under every rock, then it should be the royal we. It should be I. At this point, how can you? And I don't mean to act like they're terrible, but you can't just trust the Spurs front office at this point. You absolutely have to involve Wemby's opinion. They don't have a track record of sustainability there in recent history. You can't act like, they found Manu yesterday. This is something. And beyond all of that, even if they had a sterling track record, this is the face of your city, the face of your area code. You have to let him be the most influential person in the building.
He talked about his participation and being included in the process.
It's the best. Couldn't ask for better, because it's of course my job is to be on the court and make baskets, but the fact that we work together is the best for both of our development.
He's playing a role. This is such a balancing act that they have to follow. Because it is so evident right now that as the season has gone on, the scouting report has been attack him on offense. Go get in, go at him,
rough him up.
And that being part of it. And then the natural flow of the NBA game is to create switches, to get yourself guarded by somebody who can't guard you by pick or by, movement. The pick and roll is the classic example. The defense has to decide who you want to cover. In the modern game, the switches lend itself to the way Victor plays. Guards or small forwards are guarding Wemby a lot defensively. And then there's the switch, and he has to guard the biggest guy, or at least kind of patrol the paint to protect. But on the switch is when, we ideally like to see Wemby get guards on him. But guards are allowed to foul big men in the NBA. They're allowed to batter and beat them. They can swipe, they can hit. It's just the NBA game. Little guys are allowed to foul big guys. far more than big guys can foul big guys or big guys can foul little guys. Little guys are allowed to swipe and hit and do all that because they're littler. It's just part of the intention. Well, we're going to have to find a way to protect Wemby from that because he is getting battered defensively or offensively. When he's got the ball, I can't imagine the beating. Look at his arms. I mean, he's just swiped and battered constantly. That switch has got to go away. We got to protect him from that on that side of the ball. And on the other side of the ball, as players begin to attack him, here's the problem. Either we're going to go with Wemby, and he is going to be, by every measure, a small forward, and we're going to allow him to guard these small forwards consistently. Or we're going to have him switching on big guys like Sanguine and Embiid and Joker, and these guys are going to hammer him all game long because he doesn't, by everything he's told us, I'm not putting on weight. I'm not going to add weight. It doesn't help my frame. I'm a guard that's 7'5". So if we're going to do that, we're going to have to draft appropriately to that, and it's going to be the kind of draft pick we don't want. We're going to have to go find another center. We're going to have to find another big. And it's not about point guard. I'm just saying, if we're going to do what Wemby and his people see him as, the thing that I look at when I'm watching, like last night, I'll tell you what, watching Kentucky, the two guards there, those guys didn't show. So I'm a little worried about the position there. But if Wemby's going to be what he wants to be, it ain't a big, it's a big guard. So defensively, we got the switching problem and all this other kind of stuff. Maybe the Spurs should be looking at, just a big defensive presence and look like they're drafting the same guy 2 years in a row.
I mean, there's certainly logic to that, and you laid it out. And if that's what Wemby wants, and that's how Wemby feels like he can be put in the best position to succeed, then, that opinion goes a long way. And I don't know. I mean, I think it sets up for some serious advantages, but it also sets him up to maybe not necessarily be the rim protector or whatever that I mean, the dude needs to, I think if you draft another big or if you make that your priority, then, Wemby mentioned in his quote that his job is to get baskets. I would rebut and say, your job is to get blocks. You know what I mean? Like, I expect you to score, don't get me wrong, but your job is to get blocks. I think the path of least resistance is going out and finding somebody who can score at an elite level.
That's what I was thinking.
You can't go out and find somebody who can play defense at this elite level so easily. And so you have to leave that job to him. It's more dirty work and it might be less fun or whatever, but that's our most well used, not just in the present, but in the long-term future. I mean, again, I feel like, not that it would be a waste, but if you're just valuing him as an offensive player, I don't know that you're getting the most out of him over the course of his career.
My a good friend of the show and a good friend of San Antonio, Greg Moore, was a longtime media presence around San Antonio back in 2000 for about 10, 15 years. Did a lot of different stuff. And he used to always say, just because it looks good doesn't mean it's good for you. And I think that Wemby has a lot of this looks good. And, this is what I want to be. That doesn't mean that's what you should be. And, Pop has to watch this balancing line of, I know what you should be doing. Trust me, I've done this before. But, Wemby and his folks got an entirely different idea, and meshing these two things. And then you throw in a front office that is less than stellar. I mean, let's be realistic. Their draft picks have not been that good. I mean, Devin Vassell, in my mind, is the best we got. Who is the best draft pick over the last 5 years? 656-3776, the numbers to dial. David called in. David, who's the best Spurs draft pick in the last 5 years?
Oh, Rob, but he had said 15. I went back to Kawhi. You got Derek White. You got DeJounte Murray. You got the kid that pulled his shorts down. And, of course, the two we mentioned in the last, but it just seems like we're giving up on them too quick. I mean, look at Slow-Mo. He's been in the league 10 years. I mean, Derek, they got rid of an all-star guard to keep him. He was like untouchable with Boston.
But David, you could argue that without moving Derek, there is no Victor.
Yeah, that is the argument exactly. Without them moving or DeJounte, really.
That too, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think we can go, well, they did that, and while I do praise the draft picks, they're not here for whatever reason. All those guys we talk about with solid quality, and some of these are long prior to Brian Wright. I think we should only be looking at the Brian Wright era. And some of these guys in the Brian Wright era, we're talking about the guy with the short shorts and hanging brain, and we're talking about weird Euro draft picks, and we're talking about passing on some dudes sanguine for others that maybe or may not have been paying out long term. There's a lot of question about this current front office, and does this current front office inaccuracy, does it jibe with where Wemby's people want to go? That question will be answered eventually. But man, oh man, this is I'm comforted in his comfortableness. It appears that Wemby's happy with how things are going. I think they're keeping him involved, and he feels like he's playing a role, but how much of a role do we want him to play?
If we play out, the one hypothetical where he just wants to be a 7'5" guard, who's got the credentials to say no?
Well,
right? Like
exactly.
If you're Brian Wright and Wemby comes to you and says, "I'm done with this center stuff.
Yeah,
you need to draft a 5." Because
I'm tired of guarding. I'm tired of getting beat up. I don't like.
Yeah, I mean, this is too much on my frame. Whatever. Is it Pop? I mean, that's the obvious answer. But I mean,
well, could you retort to him like, well, okay, you want to be LeBron? Is LeBron a good GM?
I mean, no. Who's
LeBron
the best
has had
player
free
LeBron's
reign
ever?
everywhere he's been. He's got a lot of rings because he can carry guys. But if you look, I mean, his first attempt was pretty damn good. But after that, he's got another ring in LA.
His first attempt.
Well, I mean, when he put together the taking his talents to Miami, I'll call him the GM of the century for that.
Well, I know, but that was the most obvious thing of all time.
Well,
right?
I'm just saying, if you're going to let your player be a GM, he's going to have to be like LeBron. You better go get some guys.
But I would go further than that. I would say if you're going to let your player be a GM, then you've got to spend some money.
Oh, well,
you've got to be willing
without saying.
Well, you've got to be willing to go get the dudes he wants. And that's where I struggle to buy in. Even if we live in this, like, he's just a guard, whatever. But do we really trust the Spurs to go out and get whoever he wants right now?
I do.
I hope so. I mean, it's, this is the most important offseason in San Antonio Spurs history coming up. There's no doubt about it.
I think that I'm going to expand it. I'm going to say not this offseason. I'm going to say it's a 3-year envelope. Because several things have to happen. It can't be just this one. But several things do have to occur because a lot of the value, a lot of what the Spurs have to play with will manifest not this year, but the following years. I'm not going to just lay it all there, but I'll tell you what, an early wrong turn will blow this whole thing up.
That's true, but turning too slowly will waste this whole thing.
And here we sit. So what he's asked about the next 5 games, about how you're going to close out this run. And he said it's important, but I wonder how important it is for the Spurs for him. You know what I mean? How much do they feel it's important? Because Wemby sees it as. Do the Spurs think that the record is of any importance at all? Is there any concern about having the worst record in franchise history at the same time of having a Rookie of the Year? And the dichotomy of that?
That's the thing. In your mind, yes or no? Wemby's Defensive Player of the Year. If you had
as we sit right now, it's slipping away from him. But yes, as right now, yes. But if we continue on what I've seen the last couple of games, no, it's slipping away.
That's his strength. You know what I mean? My only problem with anything he has said publicly has been what he just said. That we played. That my job is to score baskets. No, man. I can go find baskets. I can find baskets so easily. Your job is to disrupt. Your job is chaos. Again,
but my job is to get buckets. He just told you.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I disagree with that.
Well, there is the fundamental issue, right? We hit it. I think what's good for you is this. Well, I think this looks good.
I want to eat chicken tenders. No, you got to eat your vegetables.
You got to have to eat your vegetables, son, for a lot of reasons, or at least a couple of peanut butter sandwiches. You're skinny. Look what Sanguine did to you. Oh, well, that's just it. I ain't putting on weight. Get me out of the paint.
Yeah, like that just, I'm not accusing him of running from anything by any stretch, but, maybe beef up for the fight. You know what I mean? Like, and again, I'm not saying he doesn't hold that disposition, but, get some Uncrustables and let's work. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not going to, the reality is, okay, you can look at yourself as a 7'5" guard. You are 7'5". If you were a coach of whatever team and somebody walked in and said, Rob, I got a player for you. Okay, quick, let me take a look. This dude's 7'5". Yeah, I think he wants to play guard. He wants to run point. What? And it is impressive that he can do that, obviously. Like, that's what makes him so versatile and so unique. But there's no way that that's where he's most valuable on the court.
You say it. Pop says it. But do they hear it in French? We're going to continue talking about the Spurs and Wemby. He does have a side gig, and that's scout. He has his eye on the European side of things, evidently. We're going to talk about that later. But coming around a bend, John Calipari, the world has caught up. The tournament began yesterday, and as usual, the Kentucky Wildcats will be watching the rest of it. What happened up there and around your brackets coming up next. Right after that, Tyron wore green or was in a green room talking about green things, and it was highly disconcerting. We'll talk Cowboys as well. Spurs are busy. The Cowboys are not. And my brackets are broken. In that order, we're coming back talking college basketball right here on San Antonio Sports Star. That's 94.1 to you and me. I want to talk to you real quick about BetUS. I hope you won some money last night. I hope you used some of that 125% bet deposit bonus just to win some money off BetUS.com because it was there to be had. Underdogs won. I hope you were one of them. If not, call them today. Call 1-800-MY-BETUS right now, and they will offer you up to 125% on your first deposit, your second deposit, and your third deposit. I've never heard of this. I'm sure you haven't either. It's unheralded in the industry, but that's just typical of BetUS because they've been around for 30 years. They have risen with the tide. They have stayed with it, and they've adapted with the times. And right now, they're the best book going, not only because of all the activity when you sign up. Man, what a great deal. And don't forget about your 10% gambler's insurance. And don't forget about the crypto bonus up to 200% if you're bringing crypto. And don't forget about the live casino and the live bet play that's going on there as well. That's what BetUS.com does. Call them today. Go to BetUS.com. Sign up. Go to the rack with the team I trust. That's BetUS.com. It's the only book I've ever endorsed right here at San Antonio Sports Star. Is worthy of me. It's certainly worthy of you. Call them at 1-800-MY-BETUS. Get yourself signed up. 125% bonus 3 times. Go get that and thank me later.
Time is running out. We're almost sold out. Are you playing at the Golf Club of Texas? Get on it with plenty of prizes, including a shot at $50,000 in a trip to the big game. Presented by Sierra Auto Group. Go to sasportstar.com and get signed up. A 4-person scramble, $120 per player to join, or a group of 4 can sign up together for $400. Then, after your round, join the San Antonio Sports Star gang for the after party, where the Blitz will be live at 90 Proof Bar and Grill on the corner of Highway 90 and Lucky Ranch, 10 minutes from Golf Club of Texas. It's San Antonio's Spring Golf Classic, benefiting the Will Smith Foundation, Monday, March 25th, presented by Flight by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Have you gotten your hands on Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at HEB yet? Southern Recipe small batch offers big, bold flavors like hot honey, spicy dill, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Bonus, you're gonna love the low-carb, high-protein crunch. Turn snack time from ordinary to extraordinary with flavorful pork rinds. Pick up your favorite flavors of Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at HEB today.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Gabby.
Hey, Gabby. It's Jennifer Coolidge. Hi. I'm so glad I reached you at 2 a.m.
Oh, of course. Anyone with a Discover card can call and talk to a real person 24/7. Now, how can I help?
Yeah, I used my Discover card to buy these yellow pleather pajamas, and I'm just not sure I'm pulling them off.
24/7 U.S.-based customer service. It pays to Discover. Limitations apply. Learn more at discover.com/creditcard.
In business, service is everything. Cintas delivers what you need to better serve your customers.
Whether it's freshly laundered work apparel for almost any job imaginable, tested and inspected fire protection systems, first aid and safety supplies, on-site AED training, or mops and restroom products, stocked and ready when you need them. Better work days happen together. So visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
George gets justice. In life's most challenging moments, getting the right help matters most. If you've been injured, get George at George Salinas Injury Lawyers. With a track record of success and a dedication to their clients, George gets justice. George Salinas Injury Lawyers is not just a law firm. They're your support system. Get George at George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
This is the time of year to enjoy life. Stop letting that pain in your joints keep you from doing what you want this spring. Call QC Kinetics now. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. I'm talking about lasting joint pain relief with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. It's a fact. QC Kinetics is literally transforming lives. Their advanced treatments harness your body's own natural ability to restore and repair damaged joint tissue. Pro athletes have been doing this for decades, but now this life-changing treatment is available for you. So you can walk, run, climb stairs, play golf, and move again, pain-free. No pills, no risky surgery. QC Kinetics has tens of thousands of satisfied patients who have reclaimed their mobility. So take action now. It's a great use of your tax refund check, by the way. Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation. 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. Locations in Hollywood Park, Westover Hills, and New Braunfels.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Minimum purchase required. Interest accrues from date of purchase but is waived if paid within promotional period. Go to windowappointmentnow.com for full offer details. Attention homeowners. Do you know when to replace your windows? Feeling too hot or cold? Fog between the glass? Spending too much on expensive energy that literally goes out the window? It's time to replace. And right now you can get a free in-home window consultation and free price quote from Renewal by Andersen. Plus with our March 31-day sales event, you can save $377 off every window and $777 off every door when you buy 4 or more units. Just text PROJECT to 200-300 for your free consultation on top quality affordable windows or patio doors for no dollars down, no monthly payments, and no interest for a year. That's right, you don't pay a dime for an entire year. Text PROJECT to 200-300 to save $377 off every window and $777 off every door when you buy 4 or more units. Hurry, this incredible 31-day sales offer is only in March. Text PROJECT to 200-300. Text the word PROJECT to 200-300. PROJECT to 200-300.
Good morning, everybody. Joe Reinagle here. Coming up on the Blitz, we are live again at Twin Peaks, although this time at the Live Oak location. Of course, we're going to have all the NCAA tournament action. Spurs in action tonight. They'll take on the Memphis Grizzlies, plus John Machota will join us to talk a little Dallas Cowboys football. Rob, what do you think about not skipping steps? Do you believe Coach Pop, or is that just Coach speak?
Those who skip steps tend to trip. That was Joe Reinagle, often tripping. He, a part of the Blitz, will be tripping into the Twin Peaks this afternoon over by on the northeast side on IKEA Lane, the newest and most recent version of Twin Peaks over there. 2 to 7, they'll be busy. You be with them. Go have a icy cold 29-degree cold beer. It's also Friday. You know what that means? Icy cold balls.
Hey,
that's in your bourbon. It's a bourbon and brews kind of party.
Right on.
Is that how you like your bourbon? Or do you like it neat?
Hot?
Or hot.
I mean, no, I think anything iced is better. What is better not iced?
What is better not iced? Or what is... Well, there's a lot of things that...
Name one.
Well, I don't like cold red wine. I can tell you that.
Some people do. Some people do. I mean,
kind of gagged a little bit there for a second. Kind of like my brackets. I stumbled out yesterday 0-2, man. I saw that after the first 2 games, like 86% of all the brackets were already off the perfect line. Although it seems Bijan Robinson, he formerly of the Longhorns, currently of the Falcons, had a perfect bracket going into today. Congratulations, well done. I guess the The recipient of the ire for day one is John Calipari. Going down again. Not a pretty situation for Johnny Boy, but I don't know what Kentucky's going to do. It's not like the Kentucky program has gotten worse. The rest of college basketball has caught up to what Calipari was doing. He started this whole thing.
I mean, I don't think that that's an excuse.
It's not an excuse, but it's not a reason to fire him.
I don't know, man. I mean, you have a 1-3 record in your last 3 tournaments. You've been bounced,
But the last time he was bounced, the team that beat him made it to the Elite Eight.
That doesn't make it better.
Well, no, it does kind of help. It's one thing to lose to a bad team. It's another team to lose to a completely hot team. Now, as a fan, it makes no difference. But as the guy that employs him, it does.
I don't think so. I think at this point, you've got to do something. You cannot just run this back. You can't.
No, I get it.
The first one you say, okay, hey, it's a one-off. It's March. Crazy crap happens. But to happen twice in a 3-year span is really, it is on coaching. You can't act like he's absolved of any sort of blame or guilt or whatever. And you can't say like, oh, well, he was the godfather of this evolution, this part of the evolution of the college game. That doesn't mean anything. I mean,
it does. He manufactured the environment that he's in. He did. He was the first to do it.
I mean, so he hasn't found a way to manufacture himself beyond it.
Well,
you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't deserve props.
Keep in mind, Dean Smith coached for 30 years before he won a title.
That was a long time ago.
Well, no, I mean, there is something to the value of having a coach. Now, I get it. I get when you get to a place and you plateau. I get it. I'm Aggie. I'm wearing maroon today. I paid a guy $75 million to go away for the same thing. Lots of wins, just nothing to really ride home about. And that's where Calipari is. I mean, A&M was the same thing. Best recruiting class in the country, the first to get to where the rest of college football got. Hey, we're going to pay everybody we can, and we're going to bring in the talent, and, like it or not, we're going to show you a party. And Calipari did it 10 years prior in college basketball. Everybody caught up. A&M just had a 1-year head start. Everybody caught up. But that's what happened. So when the rest of the world catches up, is it the coach's fault?
Yes.
Well, A&M blamed him. So, yes, I'm not going to say you're wrong. But I'm not saying that Jimbo's any worse of a coach. And Calipari is no worse or better of a coach today than he was 3 days ago. So if you're not happy with 22 wins and 4 NBA guys a year, fire it. And I wouldn't be mad at you.
I think people lean on the definition of insanity quote too much.
That's why it's worn out.
People will be like, what the definition of insanity is? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Yeah, I know. We've all heard that for like 50 years at this point. So, but that being said, there is some obvious truth to that. And I mean,
but I could retort with a different analogy.
So, but like, what is he recruiting based off of now? Like prestige? You know what I mean? Like,
no, you go to Kentucky, you go to the league. You go to Kentucky, you will make millions and millions of dollars.
If you're a Wildcat fan, what does that mean to you? How does that help you? Oh man, I'm so pumped that Devin Booker is on the Suns. You know what I mean? Like,
there's a contingent of fan that's all that matters. And
does that matter to you? Do you care that
I'm not a
Miller
Kentucky
is
fan.
an awesome, NFL player? Has been. Do you care that Myles Garrett's an awesome NFL player?
Well, for those without rings, it matters.
Do you care that Ryan Tannehill has had a very profitable NFL career, even though he started off in college station as a wide receiver?
That is
do you care that Gerard Johnson is a highly valued offensive mind? No, you don't care about that as a college fan. You care about titles. Well, I mean,
it's part of it.
I'm not saying you don't care about it, but you care about it at a much more micro level. It's way lower on your. If you asked any fan of any college program, any sport, and you said rank the things that are most important to you, they would say titles, wins, and then obviously players going on and having success. And that's selfish, but that's what being a fan is all about. If you're a fan, you want wins.
Okay, Kentucky fan, if you want this, and Jesus De La Rosa put it perfectly. Jay Wright put it on. You have freshmen playing against experienced players that have been in college for 3 and 4 years. So Kentucky fan, you have your choice. You get to win in the offseason and win a whole lot in the regular season. You just don't get to win in March with a bunch of studs, with a bunch of dudes that you can say at one point put on that Wildcat blue. Now they're in the pros making millions. But you know what? In the summers when the players come back, boy, that's a parade of players. But You don't get a championship. Or, Kentucky fan, you got a coach that shows up and goes recruits a bunch of guys you don't know, you never heard of. And guess what? When they get there, you're not going to see them play when they're freshmen because they're not good enough. You're going to have guys that aren't going to the league, but they're going to win a bunch of games and they can play 3 or 4 years. You can have that. If you want it, you can have it. It's not glorious and it's not pretty. It's successful, but you don't get a bunch of NBA types. You don't get to enjoy draft day.
It's not successful if you have a very obvious glass ceiling. And that's kind of where they're at.
It's not an obvious glass ceiling. I mean, the ball rolled one way with a bunch of these studs. It goes.
They've won one tournament game in 3 years. That's 1,000 days. I mean, it's a very large sample size. And like, there's not a Kentucky fan out there that's going to be pumped when Rob Dillingham winds up on the Spurs. There's nobody that's going to go, oh, successful season. It was totally worth it.
So are they going to be pumped when they go get a guy who suddenly doesn't bring in the 5 stars and the new guy shows up and say, guess what? We're going to change the way we do things around here. We are here for the long term. So I'm bringing in 3 and 4 stars that I'm going to turn into average NBA talent. And guess what, though? We're going to win conference titles, not next year and not the year after that, but in 3 years. When you allow me these 3 years to go from 8 wins to 14 wins to 20 wins, if you'll sit patiently, I will build a program that will sustain itself and we will compete like Izzo. We ain't going to bring in guys but you're going to have to wait about 4 or 5 years before this manifests. Kentucky fan says, where's the NBA guy? I don't care about 3-star in Kentucky. Dude, I've been in this world. I'm telling you.
But who values that over what you want the team to achieve? Again, there's not a Kentucky fan this morning that is going to say, you know what, it's all going to work out.
Oh, you're naive, brother.
No, that means
there's 1,000 Texan fans that would much rather sign the biggest 5-star in the state in February than win in November because you get a lot longer to brag about it. Kentucky has loved it. Oh, don't say that's insane and not true.
Mentality.
Well, it's a mentality that is very common. I'd rather win today than wait 5 years for sustained wins. I'd rather win today and lose it all the day after. That's the mentality.
I don't.
And
see
if you want to get away from that,
is like, show me the banner that you hang for that. And I recognize that it's
50 pros when I bring in my recruits. There's the pictures of the $150 million that my guys just made last year.
I'm not denying that it's a profitable experience to go play for Kentucky for the players. I completely understand why they do that. The results are what they are, in spades. But if you're a Kentucky fan, if you live and breathe Kentucky basketball, that means nothing to you in the grand scheme. It's valuable. I'm not saying that the actual percentage is zero. It's a non-zero quantity, but it is not the end all be all. And obviously many people have made this comparison in the last, it's been 12 hours. This is a very similar situation to the Dallas Cowboys. Like you said, you get, 5-6 months of a lot of fun and some good times. And you have the back of your mind, threatening you saying, Lucy's going to pull the ball. Lucy's going to pull the ball. Lucy's going to pull the ball. And she does pull the ball. And it is still incredibly painful when she does. And so that's why people want change. They want change because they're tired of the same result. And they're tired. You're reaching the point now where there's a generation of Kentucky fans that have only dealt with all the bad, right? That have only dealt with people dragging them and making fun of them and memeing them or whatever, and haven't gotten to experience any of the good. It doesn't do any, that's like saying the Cowboys, fan base should be pumped that the team is number 1 in Forbes' evaluation of, all franchises in the world. That offers you nothing as a fan.
But you have to be prepared for the alternative when you turn the page. You have to understand that if you let Calipari go and you go run the program that you want, that is capable of sustained excellence, that will get there in this modern environment. And this modern environment requires intelligence. It requires that 5th-year transfer guard. And look at everybody who won yesterday. Look at all the upsets and look at who did it. It was guys that are 22, 23, not 19 or 18. Look at who did it. So if you want to go there, Kentucky fan, you're going to have to wait a little bit, and you're going to have to get your ass kicked by Vanderbilt for a couple years. You ready for that? And guess what? You're going to pay $33 million for the privilege.
I really feel like there is a section of Kentucky fans, the way there are with other teams and other sports, there's a section of the fan base that is willing to roll that dice because they're that frustrated. And you can argue that is an emotional decision, certainly, But you can
It's
argue
the
that that's a
wise
preferable
decision.
outcome.
It's the wisest decision to make. You're right.
It's based off of, again, the like incredibly cliche definition of insanity quote. Because if you're a Kentucky fan, and again, the comps between them and the Cowboys are just unbelievable.
It's pretty close,
but if they
right?
bring Calipari back, like, how do you feel good about next year? You can't,
because he will show me the prettiest bell cow. He's going to walk in 3 weeks with 5 of the top 40 players in the world and go, guess what? Next year, baby.
Why do you care about that? At what point, did do you believe there was a Kentucky fan last night that was like, the Suns, they might be the Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals, and that'd be great for D Book. No, nobody cared about that at all last night. No, nobody is even thinking about that right now. Nobody cares.
That's all they've got. No, not nobody. There is a contingent that it does in fact matter.
Well, I mean, if you're arguing that like there's somebody that holds every opinion, then I agree with you. But the idea that that's a motivation for somebody, I think is
because I think the alternative is so awful. I'm not willing to wait 3 years while you build a program. I'm just not.
I don't know why you're committed to this idea that it has to be this 3-year wait. It might be.
You're either all in with this or you're all in with the other. There is no in between anymore. Look at last year's Final Four. Florida Atlantic and San Diego State, chock full of a bunch of juniors. Dude, that's the modern game. You're either going to be a bunch of superstars and you pray for the right break and no foul trouble and no craziness, or you get a bunch of juniors and seniors who are going to roll out the ball and out-mature them to wins. That's that's what college basketball is now. You get to choose one or the other.
It's a really sad existence then. If that's
it's a lot of fun. That's why we get Oakland beating Kentucky and St. Peter's beating Kentucky.
For the sugar rush of it all, then, hey, but that's not necessarily a well-nourished way to live.
It's certainly not. But most of the fans are only for March. I mean, they are feeding the beast, and we will continue to feed our beast. How do your brackets look? I haven't even looked at our SA Sports Star one. I'm kind of afraid of that one. I hate being awful at brackets. I've never been good at it. I've been in hundreds of bracket challenges. Hundreds. I've won one in like 35 years. It is literally the worst thing that I do.
Why
and
is
the
it
best
the worst
thing all
thing?
at once.
Because you're always in the mix. You're always having fun. You're always doing it. It's all about March. It can't be the worst thing by definition.
There you go. There you go. You're absolutely right. Hey, coming back, Tyron is a New York Jet. The fishbowl might not be as big, but it certainly is powerful. He speaks to the two and talked about why he's a Jet and not a Cowboy. We'll hear from him and look around the rest of the NFL next. And also so much tournament talk, you can barely stand it, and Wemby's getting busy again. Hold on. It's a Friday, and we're treating it as such. This is the Morning Huddle. You're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is your home for college basketball's national championship.
On their way to their 12th national title game.
68 teams, Sweet 16, Elite 8, the Final Four. One winner takes all. Hear it all on your home for March Madness. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, presented by Westwood One.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Take steps to live a more sustainable lifestyle by investing in plastic-free food storage containers like silicone sandwich bags or beeswax wraps, which can replace the difficult-to-recycle single-use plastic wrap. And while we all do our part, Charmin is working hard to make a difference by regrowing 2 trees for every tree used. We all go, why not enjoy the go with Charmin? Whether it's the irresistible cushiony softness of Charmin Ultra Soft or the superior strength and absorbency of Charmin Ultra Strong, either way, you can't go wrong.
Joe Reinagle here. I want to tell you about something that has completely changed my life. I had vision correction surgery at Parkhurst New Vision. The results are amazing. The readers are a thing of the past. Hey, if you're like me and tired of those glasses, call Parkhurst New Vision at 210-585-2020. They offer a variety of services like vision correction surgery. So call Parkhurst New Vision, 210-585-2020, or get them online at sanantoniolasic.com.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or play stop to opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details. Renewal by Anderson. Need to replace your old drafty windows? You want Renewal by Anderson. Need to lower your energy cost? You want Renewal by Anderson. Some people will trust anyone to replace their windows. Next thing you know, your windows are installed wrong. Your windows have problems. Or worse, it takes forever to get resolved. That's why you need Renewal by Anderson. Renewal by Anderson has worked with over 1 million homeowners from southern New England to Nevada, Colorado to Pennsylvania, Arizona to Texas. Renewal by Anderson is the nation's best window and door replacement solution. Just text DESIGN to 200-300 to get started. Text DESIGN to 200-300 right now and schedule your free consultation online today. Plus, text now and get $359 off every window and $887 off every door. Don't wait. Text DESIGN to 200-300 for no money down, no payments, and no interest for a full year with Renewal by Anderson. Text the word DESIGN to 200-300. Text DESIGN to 200-300.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for more than 50 years. Went to grade school, high school, and graduated from law school right here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after serious injury and fatality collision since 1994. My website is alawyer4us.com. Why a lawyer for us? Well, after several years of practice, I watched as insurance companies created their own law firms solely to defend against auto claims. Today, there are very few insurance companies that do not have their own captive law firm filled with attorneys whose job is to minimize what the insurance company has to pay on an auto claim. If you or a family member is injured in a traffic collision, you will need your own attorney. Just remember alawyer4us.com. For many lawyers you see on billboards, your case will be handled by a non-lawyer or a staff lawyer. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. The initial consultation is always free. If you or a family member needs an experienced attorney you can trust, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or alawyer4us.com.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Jason Minix here from the Blitz. You know, with the tournament here, the college basketball pick'em is the easiest way to get in on the action and a fan favorite way to play fantasy sports. You've made your bracket. It's probably already kind of ugly. Well, there's another way to keep playing with your bracket already busted. It's the pick'em game at Underdog Fantasy, where you pick between 2 and 5 players to build your pick'em entry. And all you have to do is select higher or lower on all different kinds of stats in this week's tournament games for a chance to win big. Up to 100 times your money in a single night. Endless projections to choose from. Create your own experience. So download the Underdog Fantasy app or go to UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with my promo code STAR and Underdog will match your first deposit up to $100. Plus, you'll get a mystery special pick to use in your first pick'em entry. Must be over 18 and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Again, promo code STAR at UnderdogFantasy.com.
San Antonio Sports Star. You're riding with Rob and RJ. This is the Morning Huddle.
Hey, gather around. The weekend is upon us. Let's huddle up and talk about it. The Morning Huddle here on San Antonio Sports Star. RJ and Rob with us. Hey, the Aggie game will be live right here on San Antonio Sports Star. Gets you going about 5:30, about 5:50 tip. But, you know how these things float. We're going to talk Tyron. He's a Jet. Fare thee well. Go with God.
I guess.
It's hard to feel good for the guy, but at least, out of the
hold
frying pan into
man.
another frying pan for Tyron. I don't know whether it was worse knowing that we lost him or worse knowing that we lost him, and really could have had him if we'd have just given half an effort. I mean, if we'd have just winked at him and bought him a lunch, it feels like he would have stayed.
It's frustrating, certainly, that the Cowboys couldn't find a way. But if you're expecting anything from them at this point, you're really only setting yourself up for failure. This is one of the worst off seasons that an NFL team has had in recent memory, and it was completely self-induced.
Now, what I heard the number 4 pick might be floating around.
Okay, what are you trading to get that?
I don't know.
Okay, well, I mean, that's like
future considerations.
No, but that's like saying, hey, I saw this yacht on Craigslist for $5 million. I mean,
well,
you know.
If whoever's selling that yacht's willing to take a couple of post-dated checks, we might be able to talk. I mean, a man can dream, right?
I have a thought I want you to chew on. All right, the Cowboys. There's been some research done on this in recent, moments, recent weeks. The NFLPA tracks cash spending among NFL teams, and the Cowboys over the last 3 or so years have been, excuse me, among the league's lowest. What is the reason to believe that they're committed to winning if they're not spending money? This isn't a small market team. That this isn't an organization struggling for cash. You know what I mean? This isn't a franchise with liquid assets. You know what I mean? Like, if anyone has the money to front the ambitions of an NFL franchise, it would be them. So what's your best justification for their lack of action on that front?
Because they're not trying to win, man.
Right.
I mean,
how can
They've established a championship program? It's just not the world championship.
Yeah,
yet.
it's just not the world championship, but they own Frisco. I mean, the title is theirs.
They own Frisco. They own Arlington. They own Dallas. They own Texas. They got the ACMs. They got, it's a matter of time, by the way, until they have the SEC title game. If you don't think the SEC title game is going to be played at AT&T Stadium, you are fooling yourself.
Oh, yeah. And, as Aggie, we need to get out of the deal. I'm tired of playing Arkansas up there. That hasn't been a good deal for either involved. So as they exit stage left, I also get the sense that Jerry would pay the billions that would take the A&M Texas game.
Yeah, there's no way they'd give it up, though. You know what I mean? The whole point is for it to be in College Station or Austin.
RJ, everything's for sale. And
no, but what I'm saying is they don't care about winning. They care about being relevant. They care about being in the conversation. And they're fine. They're well used to public criticism. So they don't care. You know what I mean? That everyone's making fun of them. They don't care that everyone's pointing out how they're contradicting themselves. They don't care that people are proving how what they're saying is false and full of lies. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, the check's still clear. It's the exact same disposition that Michael Irvin hated that the franchise held right before Jerry Jones bought the team, ironically.
It does feel very much like that, the chaotic times right before the new purchase. As we say goodbye to Tyron did talk to the New York media and did tell us at least, Cowboys were in second, but that's the old Ricky Bobby. If you ain't first, you're last.
Honestly, I was letting my agent handle most of that stuff. I had a lot of things going on at the time, but I just knew my main options was either going to be in Dallas or the Jets. And for the way things were looking in Dallas, I knew it was most likely to be the Jets. And I honestly got excited for the new chapter in my life.
I can't get past that line. The way it was looking, it wasn't going to be there. Do you think he meant do you think he meant the way you feel and the way a lot of Cowboy feel is, dude, we're just so stagnant. This is just, I gotta go. No matter what you do, I gotta go.
I think he probably was like, guys, I'm leaving. I'm really. It's like when you're trying to get your dog to come back inside. Like, okay, I'm really going. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna go.
I'm closing the door.
I got my keys.
You're gonna have to be out here all by yourself. And they're just like, oh, that's cool. We're gonna lay down here on the grass. I mean, it's unfathomable, man. I mean, it really, really, really is. And honestly, it's impressive that they can be this incompetent and this wealthy all at the same time. I mean, nobody has made as much for doing as little as the Dallas Cowboys in the 21st century. They're extraordinarily fortunate that they've had these just Shakespearean level losses that have exacerbated the whole issue and made them more of a meme. Because without that, they're just a normal losing franchise. But they lose in style, and that's what makes them so relevant.
You mock it. It's my life choice. That is the Cowboys talk. How are your brackets doing? We're going to look around. Day 2 of the tournament. Hopefully the action fits you. We'll also look forward to those last night. How will it play into the round of 32? The tournament is here. We're talking about it next. Get ready. Going to be a great day. I'm so excited. Hold on tight. Lots of college basketball coming. And Wemby is a college basketball scout. You're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is the Morning Huddle with Robin RJ. Okay, Camper, rise and shine. Morning 6 to 10, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Easter means all kinds of things, all kinds of people. To small children, it means a basket, a chocolate rabbit, and a handful of jelly beans. It means looking for colored eggs in the high grass and among the trees. For others, it means a holiday and family gatherings for a meal on a Sunday afternoon. The funny thing about Easter is that it began with a man who had been dead for 3 days coming back to life. He didn't just hit death and then bounce back into this kind of life. He hit death, pushed through it to the other side to experience what the Bible calls resurrection. It means that death does not have the last and final word. The resurrection, in a sense, puts us on a mountain and allows us to see things that are breathtakingly true, but had not been seen until that moment. This is Mark Absher, the MacArthur Park Church of Christ, inviting you to join us on Easter, March 27th at 10:30 a.m. as we remember and celebrate the resurrection of Jesus. Our church is located east of the airport on Loop 410 at the Starcrest exit. You can visit us online at macarthurchurch.org. The MacArthur Park Church of Christ, connecting God and people.
Save big during MVP's bonus days at Lowe's with limited time deals on everything you need. Right now, buy one select DeWalt 20-volt max tool, get one DeWalt 20-volt max power stack battery 2-pack free, a $179 value. Plus, save $20 on a select bucket of Deck Plus wood screws. Find these deals and more in-store and online today. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Valid 3/18 through 3/29 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Hi, I'm Jade, and the little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit is the savoriness of the sausage, the fluffiness of the egg, and the butteriness of the biscuit. It's amazing. The perfect start to my day.
Hi, everyone. It's Justin. A little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit is the fluffy egg, the melted cheese, and the sizzling sausage. It's the start to your morning that you didn't know you need.
Order a sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit and Simply Orange Juice on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Gabby.
Hey, Gabby. It's Jennifer Coolidge. Hi. I'm so glad I reached you at 2 a.m.
Oh, of course. Anyone with a Discover card can call and talk to a real person 24/7. Now, how can I help?
Yeah, I used my Discover card to buy these yellow pleather pajamas, and I'm just not sure I'm pulling them off.
24/7 U.S.-based customer service. It pays to Discover. Limitations apply. Learn more at discover.com/creditcard.
In business, service is everything. Cintas delivers what you need to better serve your customers. Whether it's freshly laundered work apparel for almost any job imaginable, tested and inspected fire protection systems, first aid and safety supplies, on-site AED training, or mops and restroom products, stocked and ready when you need them. Better work days happen together. So visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
When your business needs an electrician, for over 35 years, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio. Powered by relationships with dedicated estimators who analyze the issue, research cost-effective solutions, and clearly communicate the options without charging you a dime. A proven process that allows you to continue focusing on your unique purpose. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or hill-electric.com.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency on earth. And if you owe back taxes, the news isn't good. The IRS is raising the interest rate it charges on unpaid taxes, and further rate hikes are expected. Most people don't know it, but the IRS adds interest charges on your tax debt daily. So if you owe the IRS today, you will owe even more tomorrow. And it doesn't stop until you get right with the IRS. The good news is getting right can start with one phone call to Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm. Optima's tax professionals specialize in the Fresh Start Initiative, a powerful IRS program that can save you thousands if you qualify. In fact, the experts at Optima Tax have resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients. Call now for a free consultation.
Call 800-970-3199. That's 800-970-3199. 800-970-3199.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 210-615-7777 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
San Antonio's Sports Star. San Antonio's Sports Center.
The madness is here as the tournament began in earnest yesterday. We're down to the round of 32 starting Saturday. Yesterday, the Longhorns took down Colorado State, an easy game. They progressed. Texas Tech went down to North Carolina State. The Spurs bring the Grizzlies into the Frost Center tonight. The tip will be at 7 o'clock. Wemby might be winding down.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com. How good you want to be? From play one to the last play, we fighting. Today's about opportunity and character. We got a chance to come out here and play football. It's a blessing. Hey, every season is full of defining moments. Let's make this day a defining moment for us in our quest. Let's go, baby.
This is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star with Rob Thompson and the managing editor of Blogging the Boys, RJ Ochoa. Now, here are the guys.
Here we are. Let's gather around and talk about it. It's the Morning Huddle here on San Antonio's Sports Star. That is RJ Ochoa. He is the managing editor of Blogging the Boys and a fighting Texas Aggie. That's what his sweatshirt says. I'm Rob Thompson. I am the same, though I don't get to edit anything. On the other side of the double pane glass, I am managed and edited by Edwin Hafner, our producer with the mostest. We're going for another couple of hours. We're glad you're here. If you missed anything, you can go to the audio vault there at sasportstar.com. While you're there, check your standings. See how your bracket's doing. I just opened it up, and I'm not in even close to the top. I can't even find myself. How bad
how does that make you feel?
Man, I'm so accustomed to being awful at this. You know, I don't know why I'm so bad at bracket picking. Because I do pick upsets. I just pick the wrong upsets. I don't know.
It's almost like it's a really difficult thing to do, and you shouldn't be so hard on yourself.
Well, no, but I pretend and portray this expertise in a game that I cannot pick. It's why I've been a notoriously bad gambler. That's why I need good things like, deposit matching to keep me involved, because I lose so much.
It's free money. They're just giving me free money.
They are. So I play with it and I lose it right back to them. So they're really not giving me anything. They're just renting it to me at a pretty high interest rate on top of that. So here we sit, day 2. We get the meat of the bone. We're going to get to see a little bit of UConn, a little bit of Purdue. Who's the best team you saw yesterday?
Tennessee,
man, oh man. I like the way Tennessee is playing, because I like teams that can win in different ways. And I guess that kind of goes without saying. But, I watched the Tennessee game yesterday, eager to see Connect do what he's been doing so much. And it really wasn't about that yesterday. They just steamrolled.
Well, it's kind of a chalk tournament in a lot of ways so far.
And we told you it would be. We've had a few upsets, but for the most part, it felt like, 1, 2, 3s. We're going to lose 1 or 2 in one of the corners, but for the most part, the big dogs are going to move forward.
Yeah, and I think today we'll kind of confirm that. We get to see UConn, get to see Houston, get to see the mighty Texas A&M. What do you think Trev Alberts is feeling like today?
I hope he's got some good maroon and looks forward to seeing some old friends.
How many text messages do you think he's gotten?
A lot. I think there's a fair amount. The good news is neither one of these schools care all that much about basketball. So, for the most part, both the Nebraska franchise and A&M's franchise kind of focus on that spring football game more than anything else. So Trev's got a little bit of breathing room, though. He's got the ladies to deal with as well. I think what's that, tomorrow, next day, for the ladies tournament, which, by the way, every time I go to ESPN, I accidentally click on that bracket. And while I care, I'm trying to get to the other one.
Yeah. Well, who do you have winning your women's bracket? I did it. I went.
I had South Carolina winning it all, but
I'm not gonna not do it. I'm not gonna feel stupid about not picking Caitlin Clark to Kobe her way through this.
She's Final Four type, but I had South Carolina winning it all.
Wow.
Just because they've been there, done that, and they got with different people. So I like that side of it. But you go to ESPN this morning to click and see how am I doing, and I clicked on it and I was like, I don't remember picking that game. Wait a minute, that's not mine. That's not that's the women's bracket. On the men's side of things, you're right. We get to see most of the number ones today. It should be a little bit more of a chalk day, though. Every time you say that, things are going to go south. You like Tennessee. I felt like Iowa State after what they did to Houston, what they did yesterday. Kind of that ball is rolling. The momentum is there, and on the other side of that coin, for Houston to go where a lot of people have them going, they're going to have to shake off a brutal beating, not just a kind of beating, the kind of beating that you wake up with the shivers. I mean, it was as bad a beating in the Big 12 championship game as there has ever been. And they were in a position to do something that no other team had ever done anywhere and be a first-time new conference attendee and win both regular and postseason in NCAA basketball. It had never been done before, and they got pantsed. So as far as the questions today, number one for me is Houston. Can they come back and find a little bit of offense against a Longwood team that is, going to be, I would like to think, a tackling dummy for Houston?
I don't know that you can really doubt Houston all too much today. I think they're going to be perfectly fine. They'll show up and put an end to any kind of doubt that is encircling them. Who are you most worried about today? Who has the potential to be today's Kentucky in your mind?
Well, Houston. Anytime you have a team, no, I'm just going to say, if you have to place worry, you find the things that are the most potentially possible. And a team that can't shoot, there's always a problem, always a worry. And Houston lost their touch and they're a little banged up. A&M's the same way. I know it's a fairly even 8-9 bracket matchup, but A&M got there because of one dude, Wade Taylor. One guy carried them this far. And if that one guy doesn't show up, A&M's in trouble. So who am I most worried about? Not only because of allegiance, just because of game. A&M's not facing anything too easy. Baylor, I expect to come out and roll today. New Mexico is a team that I'm paying close attention to. I thought the Mountain West would play through some under bids. I thought they didn't get enough bids for the conference. Not so far.
I think
I was wrong.
The scary team today is Wisconsin in terms of would-be fallers. That we haven't had obviously by nature an upset isn't chalk, but there are some upsets that are somewhat predictable. We didn't get the Samford Kansas upset that we thought we might. We didn't get the Colorado State Texas upset that we thought we might. So the only real chance and nobody obviously saw Oakland Kentucky. I mean, I don't care what you say, but so the only upset that we kind of telegraphed that could still happen is JMU over Wisconsin.
And a lot of people have JMU progressing even further than that round. And I do. I have Madison being my upset of the day. But, after this week, it doesn't feel like an upset call. I think everybody's been on that. And especially after we saw what we saw Michigan State do to Mississippi State. Keep in mind, James Madison went in to East Lansing and beat Izzo on his home court. Now, Izzo's a far better March coach than he is in November, but the fact remains that's a good travel team. And I do think that's one of those. Here's the other one to be worried about. Duke, Vermont.
You think?
Yes. Duke laid an egg when they opened the tournament. That was a team that had been trending up, that had been looking better. But the way they closed out the season and the way they entered into the ACC tournament out early, it's just like Kentucky. That's a young team. And when you're dealing with young guys, they're going to have to turn things around quick. And Vermont, I guarantee you, is stock full of third and fourth year players.
That's a fair argument, but the odds makers are not too worried.
No, they're not, and they shouldn't be. But if you're looking at the potential for great teams with far more talent, you look at what the trend has been, and A&M beat Kentucky very recently, so that was a team that had stumbled. They go into a game against a hot team, and Jack Gulke, he's still open. They have a guy like that, and I guarantee you, I haven't seen him. I have no idea, but there's a dude on the Vermont Catamounts that can get buckets. He's probably about 6'2", looks like a guy who kind of was playing in the rec league a couple of weeks ago, kind of like Gulke. I guarantee you the Catamounts got him a Gulke. And if that guy shows
Duke's
up
favored by 12.5. So, again, not too worried. Do you know what the tightest line of the day is at present time?
Clemson, New Mexico.
No, it is tight though. They're New Mexico's 2-point favorites. Florida is only 1.5-point favorites over Colorado, so we could get that first 4 team. But they're not the tightest either. The tightest line of the day, Nebraska A&M. Nebraska only a single-point favorite over the Aggies.
Oh, so the money's moved. Last I saw, A&M was a 1-point favorite. So the Trev Alberts effect as they head into it. How are your brackets? Make sure you're checking in on the regular at sasportsstar.com. If you're perfect, and I don't believe there are any perfect brackets on ours, there would have been some money, but now there's the bragging rights to be had. Spurs are playing tonight. Do you remember those guys?
I suppose. I mean, they're playing tonight, playing tomorrow, playing Monday. I mean,
winding down.
Are we really calling what they're doing these days playing?
Well, they're winding down this long homestand, and some of these games matter more than just as a home game. Wemby's got to continue to perform for the last couple of games to hold on to what is assumed to be already his, and maybe something that he can grab in Defensive Player of the Year. Is he willing to go after it? Are the Spurs willing to put him in a position to do that? We're going to talk about that and his second gig. You know, he's got a side gig, as all the kids do. It's not driving Uber. He's got a side hustle. He's not Ubering. He's scouting. We'll talk about that next. You're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You know, this weekend is one of those busy ones. We're almost to one of the 4 majors next week with Easter. It is a grilling holiday. It's a kind of a warm-up weekend, if you will. Head over to Tri-County today. Get yourself ready for a full day of basketball today, tomorrow, and over the weekend. So what I recommend is go grab yourself a brisket. Go get it today. Put it in tonight about 7 o'clock. Let that thing smoke all night long. And wake up tomorrow when the games get going for some of the finest Tri-County brisket you're going to get. That's what I'm going to do. You should do the same. Head over to Tri-County today. Both those locations are waiting on you. They got everything you need to up your grilling game. Not only the best meats you can put on, from the pork to the beef to the chicken to the goat to whatever you're chasing, they got it. But also all the stuff to go along with it. And when you're celebrating and inviting friends over for a watch party, go get the good stuff. Get yourself a couple of those house-made dogs that they're already made, and they're huge. Get some of the house-made burgers coming from steak, not some of that other stuff. They're making burgers out of the good stuff, the burgers that don't shrink. That's why you go to Tri-County, because they got the stuff you need. Always fill your bag for 5 for $25. That's 5 items in the bag, $25. There's no better deal in town. If you're a first responder, you're getting 10% off. And don't forget to ask about those freezer boxes. The meat price is going to go up, and Tri-County's not immune to market forces, but if you want to head that off at the pass, buy it bulk and buy the very best in bulk from Tri-County. Head over there today and ask them about that. Tri-County Meat Market, both locations waiting on you. A great meal starts with great meat from Tri-County. Prove it to yourself. Head over there today. I know you're going to be thanking me later.
Time is running out. We're almost sold out. Are you playing at the Golf Club of Texas? Get on it with plenty of prizes, including a shot at $50,000 in a trip to the big game. Presented by Ancira Auto Group. Go to sasportstar.com and get signed up. A 4-person scramble, $120 per player to join, or a group of 4 can sign up together for $400. Then, after your round, join the San Antonio Sports Star gang for the after party, where the Blitz will be live at 90 Proof Bar and Grill on the corner of Highway 90 and Lucky Ranch, 10 minutes from Golf Club of Texas. It's San Antonio's Spring Golf Classic, benefiting the Will Smith Foundation, Monday, March 25th, presented by Flight by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
If you've been thinking about buying a new car or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, think Ancira.com. Browse through thousands of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, SUVs, and RVs. Shop for your next new Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Ford, Buick, or GMC. Or if you're looking for an import, we have a huge selection of Kias, VWs, and Nissans. Or for your home away from home, a full line of RVs and campers. And you'll always get the lowest Ancira price, in-store or online at Ancira.com.
In Bexar County, 1 in 3 people have low access to healthy food since they live 1 mile or more from a grocery store. The City of San Antonio Healthy Corner Stores are helping to change that. With more than 45 member Healthy Corner Store locations, fresh fruits and vegetables are now within reach at your neighborhood store. And all Healthy Corner Stores accept SNAP benefits. For more information, visit sanantonio.gov/Healthy Corner Stores. Remember, visit sanantonio.gov/Healthy Corner Stores.
Join Jason and Joe from The Blitz in Las Vegas Thursday, March 28th at Circa Resort and Casino in downtown Las Vegas to celebrate the start of the season with the ceremonial first pitch by Hall of Famer Greg Maddux. Catch all the games on the Circa Las Vegas 78 million pixel screen while you feast on Coney Dogs by American Coney Dog, complimentary apple pie, and more. And oh yeah, moms, drink free. Don't miss the first day of baseball at Circa Resort and Casino. Visit circalasvegas.com for more information. Book your trip now. circalasvegas.com.
Are you stressing about your IRS tax problems? Have you received notices from the IRS threatening to garnish your wages, levy your bank accounts, or seize your property? You need an ally. Allies Tax Relief has tax attorneys and enrolled agents that are ready to fight for you. They have saved millions for taxpayers just like you. Allies Tax Relief can help put a stop to IRS collections and, most importantly, negotiate your tax debt. Here's Brenda, a happy client of Allies Tax Relief.
I owed the IRS around $57,000, and they're about to start garnishing my paychecks. I heard a commercial on the radio about Allies Tax Relief, so I thought I'd give them a call. After a day, they were able to at least stop the garnishments, and after a few months of negotiations, I walked away owing the IRS only $301.
If you owe the IRS, call Allies Tax Relief right now for your free consultation. Call 800-230-5174. 800-230-5174. That's 800-230-5174.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for more than 50 years. Went to grade school, high school, and graduated from law school right here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after serious injury and fatality collisions since 1994. My website is alawyerforus.com. Why a lawyer for us? Well, after several years of practice, I watched as insurance companies created their own law firms solely to defend against auto claims. Today, there are very few insurance companies that do not have their own captive law firm filled with attorneys whose job is to minimize what the insurance company has to pay on an auto claim. If you or a family member is injured in a traffic collision, you will need your own attorney. Just remember alawyerforus.com. For many lawyers you see on billboards, your case will be handled by a non-lawyer or a staff lawyer. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. The initial consultation is always free. If you or a family member needs an experienced attorney you can trust, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or alawyerforus.com.
Enjoy all your favorite sports like never before at BetMGM. Sign up using code KOSTOS, KOSTOS, and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. When you register with BetMGM, you'll get instant access to a variety of parlay selection features, live betting options, and the best daily promotions in the business. And with BetMGM at your fingertips, every play and every game matter more than ever. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to gamble responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. This U.S. promotional offer not available in D.C., Mississippi, North Carolina, New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER in the U.S. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY for New York. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP in Arizona. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. For West Virginia, visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net. First bet offer for new customers only, subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards or non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 7 days in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Check out the 2024 Basketball Mayhem at sasportstar.com. Enter your best bracket for the chance to win an incredible $1 million prize at sasportstar.com.
It's the Morning Huddle here on San Antonio Sports Star. Going to be a busy day in the sporting world, a busy weekend. We've got all the tournament action. And keep in mind, Aggie's going to be tipping right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 5:30, 5:50 tip, taking on Nebraska in the Trev Albert Memorial Athletic Director game. The ladies are going to face off later this weekend. We've got Spurs busy tonight, taking on Memphis. Then Phoenix comes in for that weird 2 and 3 day back-to-back stuff that the NBA likes to do now. We'll have F1 this weekend as the Red Bull crew and the rest head down to Australia to see if Verstappen can continue his run. as Danny Ricciardo goes home. It's a storyline that I'm sure that some of us will pay attention to. Be an early morning race there on Sunday. You ready? Tuned up? Dialed in?
I am. There was a bit of F1 drama this morning. I don't know if you saw it.
No, I have not. Please clue me in. Was Otani's people betting on F1?
No, but quickly, Alex Albon of Williams crashed, and the car was unserviceable or unsalvageable, and they don't have a third car with them, so they're going to have him drive Logan Sargent's car over the rest of the weekend. So Logan Sargent, the only American on the grid, loses his car so his teammate can drive it because his teammate.
And Sargent's driving for Williams, right? So the number 2 car for Williams will not be running.
Well, no, it will be, but just with the number 1 driver.
Yeah, so that's what I meant. Yeah, they'll only be running 1 car. Albon, he's a Spaniard.
But yeah, Otani's having a week, man.
Dude,
I mean,
it's getting
a lot
weird.
of basketball going on.
Let's talk about the Spurs real quick. Wemby was available yesterday in practice. I saw some good video of the practice yesterday, and they highlighted Pop working with Wemby and footwork and the paint and working playing post moves, getting down there. You saw Pop running in, putting an elbow against him, and this is how you plant your feet and do all the stuff. And it was working with a center. It looked like a 5. Plant your feet in the paint, turn and give us a big sky hook, be the big man, and do the stuff that 7'5" players can do. That's going to play in to how Wemby is used, not just tonight, but in the future. What position does he play, and how should the Spurs help him in the draft, and how should we help him help himself in the draft? I mean, there's a lot of questions that really need to be executed just about perfectly to keep this ball rolling in the right direction faster than we want.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why Wemby would play anywhere other than where it makes the most sense. This idea of finding a new big so he can roam around, not my cup of tea personally. I don't know if you agree. Rob Dillingham's got some time now. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why, there's not a phone call happening with him. You need shooters. You need scorers. You don't need another. You have the best defending big man in the world. Why would you possibly want to go get another?
Well, there's a lot of questions as to the draft and how you're going to fit them appropriately. And, as we wind down this season, obviously the offseason will be about making sure Wemby is as comfortable as possible while at the same time challenging him to the situation at hand. I have noticed over the last couple of days, weeks, or I'd say days really, that there is kind of starting to show this alpha mentality, this strut, this that you get when you send a dude shot up into the 4th row, you own the other team. And I saw a little bit in overtime the other night that there was the alpha barking dog that you want Wemby to be. And we saw a little bit of that, but he's such an egalitarian team first kind of guy. You want to make sure that he's comfortable, and he wants to make sure that his team is comfortable. And how do you meet in the middle? He was asked about, the plan for the future and what his vision is and what the Spurs vision is and what the communication is like between the two, because this is what's going to matter.
It's a lot of communication with the coaches and the front office, of course, to know, where we're comfortable with each other in the game, and where we're not comfortable, to know what kind of pieces we would need to add. So this is a lot of discussion because at the end of the day, the GM, the front office, they know their job. They can do almost anything with what we got today. But it's a matter of how well they understand us, the players and the coaches, about where we want to go and how we want to develop.
Is he using the royal we? Is we I?
I don't see how it can't be. I mean, given his stature within the team and the organization, it better be.
Right,
I don't know,
exactly.
but it better be. So, yeah, I mean, his opinion matters more than anyone's. That isn't to say it's holy gospel, but it matters a great deal.
He's certainly, we want him to be happy, but sometimes as a kid, you don't know exactly what you need. Now, he was asked about his role as a leader, and he talked about growing into that.
I mean, as much as my role as a leader and as a player for the future is important, so I stay on my side. But it's, I'm sure also about the draft, they're gonna ask me questions about the French prospects we got right now coming up. So it's as before, everybody does their job, but I'm ready to be involved and to collaborate and give and help in any way I can help.
So he's doing a little scouting work. He's worked with the dudes over there, with Tony Parker's crew and Paris Basket Racing and that other team. So he's doing some side gig, doing some tape work, putting those guys through their paces, bringing them in, getting them a hard 15. Working on different stuff, seeing what their go-to moves are, what their lateral speed is. Do they have the attributes that are worthy of playing with a guy like Wemby?
I mean, I respect that Wemby has an eye for basketball, and he should be involved, but this is a slippery slope. You know what I mean? Like, I want him peacocking and I want him as the alpha, but it's really ridiculous to say I want it, but I don't want it this way. But that's kind of my right as a fan, right? Like, I want him to be involved and to be the alpha, but to also not cross the line. But at the same time, I don't necessarily trust the Spurs front office to find the proper talent.
Good point. I mean, there's not the Brian Wright administration has not been stellar. They have been terrible, but there have been some terrible picks. Well, Wemby was asked how he feels about being included in this brand new decision-making process.
It's the best. I mean, couldn't ask for better, because it's of course my job is to be on the court and make baskets, but the fact that we work together is the best for both our development.
As any employee and management relationship should be, a self-actualized mutual agreement that we are progressing together to get the right thing done.
I don't think his job is to make baskets. I think his job is to block shots. Your job is to make life incredibly difficult for opposing offenses. We can find a lot of other people to make shots. We can't find a lot of other people to do what you do defensively. That would be my retort.
I mean, yeah, like as I said before, my job is to make baskets, but
and his
so
retort.
I want to win every game, but I'm sure that they think about it.
Well, who do you side with, Rob?
No, I'm here to make buckets.
I mean, is that what you think his number one job is?
His job, as we're defining it right now, is it's such a difficult because you look at a guy that's 7'5" and you think, it's easy for a guy like you to go get 28 a night. But it really isn't.
But the other thing is, like, your job is to get baskets, but like, we don't, as much as I love Wemby's, abilities all over the court, your job is to live in the paint. Your job is to put back. Your job is to just
bristle against that, man. That's the kind of thinking that I agree with. That the old idea of how you win basketball games is your tall guys need to be closer to the basket. Now, he came in with this whole other thing, man. And what you are saying is what he is bristling against. I promise you. He doesn't want to hear that at all. The last thing he wants to hear is go work out with the centers. Go work with the fives. Don't Pop lied to Tim Duncan for 20 years and told him he was a 4. He was a 5, but he was told him you're a power forward and the world bought it. But if you look at how he was used, he was a post. So, I mean, I don't care what you think you're doing. He has to play center. He has to, but he can't think he's a center. Even if he's playing center, he can't think he's a center because in his mind, he is just a really tall swing guard. In his mind, that's what he is. Now, you can utilize him in a lot of ways. Just don't let him think he's doing it as a 5. He's doing it as a 1.
Well, and you better not build your team as if he's a 1. Yeah, that's the most concerning thing. We do not need you to listen to this and go get another big man, because then you're not weakening 2 positions, but you're weakening your strength. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're weakening the strongest element of your team right now, which is what Wemby offers as your 5. And so I certainly understand his hesitation. It's a physical job. It's a physical line of work. There are not a lot of people who are willing to do it and willing to do it so humbly. You mentioned perhaps the only one ever. But that's what's best for the team. I mean, that's probably the way he's going to have the most, Hall of Fame level career. I mean, like, you can be impactful as a guard and you can put up all these points and have all these amazing shots, but I mean, where you can really make your bones and you can really, really, really make an impact is just by dominating the paint on both sides.
And that would involve putting on pounds. That would involve slowing the game. It would involve a little bit more than what they have intimated they want to do. And I'll continue to bring it up. Just because you think it's good for you doesn't mean that it is. And, Pop's going to have to navigate this. Yeah, I know what you want, and I know that you have this idea, but I've been here and I've done this. Let's try this. And I think that's going to be the balancing act that gets the Spurs from today, the 15 win, just trying to five more wins, so it's not the worst team in this franchise's history, which on its face is hard to wrap your brain around when you're talking about Wemby and his Rookie of the Year campaign. But that's where we sit, and we're doing the things that you want to do right now. We're doing it your way, and you are a swing 3 and a defensive 5. You're blocking shots in the paint every now and then, but you're really a small forward, and we're doing it that way, and we're letting you pass, and you get to dribble the ball up the court. And we're doing some fun stuff, but we've only won 15 games because of it. Now, there's other reasons, the experimentation. No, they're right. I mean, there's experimentation, there's youth, and there's all these other reasons for that. But at the end of the day, when we sit down at Wemby and we go, let's evaluate the season, he goes, I really appreciate the way that I get the free flow of the game and I get to do all this stuff. And you go, well, yeah, that's great. We only won 15 games. So, yeah, I'm glad you had a good time, and I'm glad you feel like you're getting yourself actualized. But actualization also involves the other 9 guys that are going to be playing, and I kind of needs you to do some other stuff. Are you ready to do that? I'm glad I don't have to have that conversation.
It will be awkward, but it's necessary.
The awkward but necessary conversation might be just around the corner with John Calipari. The Wildcat Nation woke up a little angry tonight. I wonder where Ashley Judd is today. Is Ashley making calls to the president of the Wildcat fundraising and the Parents Association? They're coming for Calipari. Should they is the question. We'll look around the rest of the Friday first weekend as the brackets have been mostly busted. How do yours look, and what are the prospects? We're looking around the tournament world. We're talking Kentucky, and also a Shohei Ohtani update, and this fire is getting hotter. Hang on tight. So much to do on a great Friday. Hey, do yourself a favor. Make sure you are subscribed to the Morning Huddle so that you get all the attributes and the benefits therein. We'll be right back. This is the Morning Huddle, and you're on San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on the Blitz, lucky us, we are live again. Twin Peaks, this time, though, the Live Oak location, and well, it's going to be a lot of fun with the NCAA tournament action.
All the madness with us out at Twin Peaks Live Oak, plus the Spurs with a winnable game tonight. Plus, we'll talk Cowboys with John Machota from The Athletic. The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
I still get PMS. You know what I mean? So
why
I
don't you get a hysterectomy? In California,
actually,
they
I've had
pay
a
for
partial
everything.
hysterectomy, smart ass.
Why didn't you get a full?
I don't know. I don't know why they didn't just gut me.
When they gut you, like a fish, do you age out quicker? Does that estrogen keep you a little younger?
Do you flop around on the dock? The John Clay Wolf Show. Every Saturday morning.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
When it's time for the March Mania brackets, the bus wide open. As I was saying, it's mad. The Mania of March at BetUS.com is all about those buzzer beat bonus offers. And when the madness starts and Cinderella man steps onto the BetUS always has your back with back-to-back 125% sign-up bonuses on your first 3 deposits and even 10% gambler's insurance. BetUS.com Sportsbook and Casino, where the game... Join today. BetUS Sportsbook and Casino, where the game begins.
Working from home, you realize you don't have enough outlets or USB ports. Hill Electric can fix that for you. For over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. From adding an outlet, fixing that fuse that always blows, or that flickering light, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price, and there is never a service charge and always free estimates. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or go to hill-electric.com.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details.
Renewal by Anderson. Need to replace your old drafty windows? You want Renewal by Anderson. Need to lower your energy cost? You want Renewal by Anderson. Some people will trust anyone to replace their windows. Next thing you know, your windows are installed wrong. Your windows have problems. Or worse, it takes forever to get resolved. That's why you need Renewal by Anderson. Renewal by Anderson has worked with over 1 million homeowners from southern New England to Nevada, Colorado to Pennsylvania, Arizona to Texas. Renewal by Anderson is the nation's best window and door replacement solution. Just text DESIGN to 200-300 to get started. Text DESIGN to 200-300 right now and schedule your free consultation online today. Plus, text now and get $359 off every window and $887 off every door. Don't wait. Text DESIGN to 200-300 for no money down, no payments, and no interest for a full year with Renewal by Anderson. Text the word DESIGN to 200-300. Text DESIGN to 200-300.
The basketball madness is back at Twin Peaks, and you already know how San Antonio Sports Star does it. Today, join us for a full court live broadcast with the lovely ladies at Twin Peaks. Here's your chance to call out of work and catch all the madness in the best seats in the house.
It's our final day covering all the basketball madness live on site. And today, 2 to 7, we're out at Twin Peaks Live Oak, located at 3050 IKEA Parkway. Catch all the basketball madness live today at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and those scenic views.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6580. That's 800-583-6580.
Heard the catchphrase that's sweeping the nation?
Jackson, Hugh, yeah.
People are saying Jackson Hugh yeah to Jackson Hewitt because they love saving money on tax prep. Do you love saving money? Then switch to Jackson Hewitt today and pay less than last year. Thousands of people have already made the switch. Why haven't you? Stop waiting and start filing. You won't get a better deal or a better catchphrase. All together now.
Jackson Hugh, yeah!
Proof of prior year payment required when filing. New clients only at participating locations through April 7th. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code CAR for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code CAR for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code CAR.
Good morning, everybody. Jason Minix here from the Blitz as the madness continues today. Join us at Twin Peaks, the Live Oak location, beginning at 2 o'clock. Of course, all the tournament talk that you want to hear. We'll talk Spurs and Grizzlies tonight, a game Wemby certainly wants to win and a winnable game for the Spurs. And Cowboys talk with John Machota from The Athletic as he joins us at 5:15. Rob, RJ, how are your brackets looking this morning?
Battered and beaten, as they always are. RJ, how are yours?
Mine is in shambles, to say the least.
As it should be. Day 2 of the tournament in action. It'll be a full fun weekend. Monday, we're playing golf out at the Golf Club of Texas. It is time, finally, for our Spring Golf Classic. It's going to be a lot of fun. We look forward to it, and we want to thank everybody who has taken the time to come play with us, the players, the sponsors, and whatnot. It'll be a full fun day of golf there at the Golf Club of Texas. I want to thank Flight by Yingling. I had a few of those yesterday. I'm going to have a few more today. I might just have a few flights today. Flight by Yingling going to be out there doing a lot of stuff. They got all kinds of swag they're bringing too. Golf stuff. Cool
You know
stuff.
what swag stands for?
Stuff we all get.
That's right.
What does it really stand for, I wonder?
I mean, it's a word. What do you
just straight swag?
Yeah,
I always felt like it was an acronym as well.
No, but like what you're saying is like, well, what does chicken stand for? Like, it's
No,
a word.
But some acronyms take on the flavor of a word, but they were acronyms.
Like what?
Give me a minute. It'll pop in. I spent a lot of time in the military. They're coming, but it's been a while. I got some Breaking Benjamin and Stain tickets, and if you don't want those two bands, how about Daughtry and Lakeview? All four of them are coming together. You can choose your favorite. I've got 2 tickets to all 4 of them at the same time. They're going to be at the Germania, the Germania Insurance Amphitheater. It's a Live Nation gig. I got their tickets. I'll be giving them away in less than 19 minutes.
Ooh,
yeah, that's a tease. So Kentucky went down for the second time in 3 years to a 15 or 16 seed. I lost to St. Peter's before. They lost to Oakland, and a dude named Jack Gulke last night had 10 threes, set a crazy collegiate record. Here's the story of this Jack Gulke kid. This is what makes college basketball in the current idiom great. While everybody complains about the portal and all the other stuff, this kid came out of high school a 0-star recruit, not a single offer to be had. Spent 5 years at Hillsdale College, driving Uber and DoorDash because it's a Divisions II school, not a lot of money to be had there. He took an offer to go to Oakland at the D1 there. Hit 10 3-pointers last night. Most threes in a tournament game is 11. He was just one short, though it wasn't for the lack of effort. That is why we love the tournament. And on the other side of that, John Calipari and his Kentucky program kind of represents everything we hate about modern college basketball, all in the same game.
I mean, I don't hate anything about Kentucky losing. I think it's hilarious.
Oh, there's a lot of folks that feel the same way, yeah.
What do you hate about them losing?
I don't hate about it. I love the fact that it's possible in college basketball for a team of a bunch of dudes can be a better team than a bunch of talent. And I love that idea that can happen at any game at any moment. I don't care how good you are. That old saying, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. And that it will always be that truism that fuels college sports. More than pro.
Well, if the talent doesn't work hard, isn't that an indictment on the head coach?
Absolutely. But I mean, it is an indictment. And John Calipari needs to suffer the ramifications of losing. He has a program that he has lost 2 and 3 years to teams that were woefully less talented, though older and more experienced. There's a big difference. And as a Kentucky fan, you have to decide what you want. Do you want an experienced, long in the tooth, senior-led grad transfer, 6 years senior transfer Jack Gulke that nobody'd ever heard of? You want that? Or do you want the next 3 top 5 picks rolling in every August? Every August, there's 40 stars rolling in with 5 dudes. Do you want that? Or do you want the Jack Gulkes of the world? 5 that you 2 in the tournament because you're just older and more experienced. I mean, that's the decision you have to make, and there's not a right one or a wrong one. It's just, who do you want to be? Kentucky fan has wanted to be that other thing, and it sounds like they're ready to change.
SB Nation's Kentucky blog, A Sea of Blue,
has
a poll. Is this the end for John Calipari? There are 2 options. One is yes. The other is I hate everything. But so yes has a 78% vote. I hate everything has 22%. But just based on comments from everybody, they're done. I mean, Kentuckians are done. I don't know. Now, there's some phrasing being thrown around that they haven't been to the second weekend of the tournament since 2019. That, of course, there's 2020 involved there where there was no tournament. So that's not, Calipari's fault.
We know the trend. Kentucky ain't what they were. They're not.
No, I know. But that's a long time, though. I mean, that's a really, really, really long time. And I don't know how any Kentucky fan can feel good about him. I don't know how any Kentucky fan can feel like, oh, he's coming back, everything's totally fine. I mean, and that is the beauty and the, just horrible side of this tournament. 24 hours ago, every Kentucky fan's like, if we move our flight, we can get in and out of Glendale. You know what I mean? Like everyone's like, the Phoenix airport is really, the place you want to go. Like they're all kind of like, and now this is not a way you could have imagined this. And it's so hard to be the hunted. And I don't mean to pity Kentucky, but it's so hard to be the mount that everybody, who's ever been to Oakland University is going to be talking about this forever. And that's a really difficult kind of cross to wear on your back, but that's why you're able to recruit the way you are. That's why you have the funding that you do. And I support moving on. I support being sick of it. I support being willing to try something different in the name of, of achieving more. Don't let good be the enemy of great.
You know what? People think I'm defending Calipari. I'm not. And look at it, for those of you watching us, and we hope you are, look at the shirts we have on. We speak of things we know of. And one of them is sometimes you got to say goodbye to somebody you kind of like that did some good things for you for a long time. It just is no longer a mutually beneficial relationship. We paid $75 million for a guy to go away that in previous 2 years had brought in the single greatest recruiting class in the history of college football by the scouting numbers. Boy, that feels like Calipari. Only thing Jimbo didn't do is put a title in his belt. But it's been so long from Calipari to do it, we don't even remember. So, it feels very familiar. And you know what makes it even more familiar? As a Cowboy fan and as an Aggie fan, boy, Kentucky feels like they're going through the same thing that both Cowboy and Aggie fan have gone through. This just feels like it. And let me tell you, I would have no problem at all if they, ran Calipari out on a rail. I would also completely understand if they gave him an extension. I would get that too.
Well, the Cowboys and the Aggies are kind of both ends of that spectrum, right?
Yes.
The Aggies said, okay, you know what? Enough is enough. We'll pay the buyout. We'll move on. The Cowboys have said, we're good. We're just going to sit. We're going to chill. We're all just going to age for a year. We're not going to do anything. Mike McCarthy's coming back. But let me ask you this. It's a weird question, I know, but welcome to the Morning Huddle. Who has the best chance to win a title as things currently stand for them in their respective sports? Kentucky basketball, Aggie football, or the Dallas Cowboys? Who has the best chance to win a title in their current situations?
Funny. Kentucky.
Within the next, let's say, 5 years.
Kentucky.
I'll throw
Kentucky. We could be sitting a year from today, Kentucky's #1 undefeated with 4 dudes we had never heard of.
The only reason I agree with you, and this is, I suppose, your argument, is because of the talent that they have.
Yes, and it's right? You don't need as much to go win a title. One dude can do it.
And that's the nature of basketball.
Right.
But which coach do you believe in the most of those 3 teams? It might be Mike Elko, and that's not.
I have
saying
nothing
a lot.
to base it on, though. I have no proof other than minor league Duke stuff. You know what I mean? I would like to. The early returns are good, but you're not going to tell me that he is a better equipped to be a successful coach than other guys that have won titles. You know what I mean?
To you, I certainly can't prove it to you, but the great Barney Stinson had a lot of rules that he operated by in How I Met Your Mother, and one of them was that new is always better. I don't subscribe to this rule, but in this case, I
like this guy, Barney, by the way.
I think A&M fans probably feel the most optimistic of the teams we're talking about, right? Because they've been, the slate has been wiped
And the
clean.
exhale factor, you're right. We feel free. Like, I don't care what happens, at least that won't. We've already done that.
And that's the purgatory that Cowboys fans are trapped in. And that's the purgatory that Kentucky fans don't want to be trapped in. And there is a freedom to, not being shackled in the exact same way. It isn't a promise for a title or a promise for whatever you want to call it, but it is at the least trying. It is at the least doing. And that's where, look, Aggie football has its warts, and you can certainly criticize a lot of things, and I have in the past, but their success is not for lack of trying as far as controllable things, right? Like boosters and, all sorts of Jerry Jones said I don't mean to make this about the Cowboys, but he said he had the biggest lie ever a few years ago. It wasn't this all-in thing. It was something along the lines of, you wouldn't want to see the size of a check that I would write.
Oh, I remember that one.
If I could guarantee the Cowboys. So that was such a lie. But who walks that walk? A&M boosters. A&M boosters are like, we do not care. We will give you all of our money for a national championship, for an SEC title. We will do anything and everything possible. And that's the same rabidness that Kentucky fans have. And they're tired. They're tired of being a joke. They're tired of just churning out NBA talent after NBA talent. There's value in that, and it's cool to watch Devin Booker and Anthony Davis and whoever else prosper at the NBA level. But that doesn't offer you anything as far as your Kentucky fanhood.
Very true. I guess there's a level of desperation that you have to hit. You have to have that rock bottom moment, that moment of clarity that alcoholics talk about, that you just have to go, well, this is it. And A&M reached it. And maybe Kentucky has, but I just warn Kentucky fan, be careful of what you want, because
totally that's fair.
You're not going, there's always unexpected returns on things that you just don't see coming. And Kentucky, of all the blue blood programs, of the Kansas and the Duke and the Carolinas and the UCLAs, has always been the more of the roller coaster. They've been the ones to, ripcord a coach and been the first to cheat and get caught at it. So this feels very natural in the Kentucky lifespan. And it might be time to turn the page.
The blog I mentioned, To See a Blue, they've referenced this as the lowest point of Kentucky basketball in the John Calipari era.
Well, yeah,
and
I'd buy that.
I saw a tweet last night, and I don't know if I agree with it, but it did at least make me think. And I'll ask you the question. Is John Calipari the most overrated head coach ever, like in any sport?
No, he is not. Not even close.
No. He's an elite recruiter, no question. That's not who you are as a head coach, though.
No, he has. He has a great coach. He's a great.
You
coach.
can sit here and you can rightfully claim that he's able to churn in all this talent through Lexington. Very, very well said. But what does it amount to? Like if we agree that he has more talent than anybody else and it doesn't amount to anything, then how is that valuable for the school?
It has amounted to things. Lots of wins, conference titles, national championships.
That means nothing. Nobody cares about that.
It means everything. I mean, you can only quantify as a coach by wins and losses, conference championships, and titles. And he has reached every plateau. He is one of the top 1%.
They do not care about an SEC tournament title.
Is one of the top 1% of coaches of any specialty in the history of coaching.
Put push back on that.
Oh, he's broken ground on 1,000 things. And let me tell you, offensively, he's a genius. He has put together plans that there's a Memphis offense that is still being run today that people picked up 15 years ago. He's a great coach. His time has come, though. His time has come in Kentucky.
I do want to ask you this, then, if you agree with that, because this take is floating around, too. Say Kentucky puts up for the buyout. What is it, $33 million? Yeah. If that happens, is there any question that John Calipari's in Ann Arbor next year?
Boy, that would be. Boy, I'd love that.
But
I would love that.
It fits, right?
It absolutely does.
It fits for him. It fits for them. I mean, that would be
very much.
That's where he's distinguished from Jimbo. Is there's no Jimbo didn't have the
we'll
school
take him.
waiting.
Yeah,
exactly. Like everybody's like, oh, that dude, he sucks. You know what I mean? But their resumes are similar in the title, whatever, in the recruitment,
in the mentality, absolutely,
exactly. Except for Calipari's still a coveted, and if you could put him in the right place, and Ann Arbor certainly that, with the funds and the ability to field another. And if he can deliver there, man,
RJ, I think you need to be in his agency. I think you have a plan that I had not put together. I think that's the ideal landing spot. John, offer your resignation, man. Get the hell out of there. Michigan will pay you.
If I'm his representation, I'm telling him the last thing you're doing is resigning.
Oh, you can leave for 30.
You're forcing these people to hit your buyout, and then we'll take our flight and ask if he sold his house on top of everything in the garage sale too, because we're going to need a place to live.
Now, one caveat: he's going to have to start wearing funny glasses. One caveat: Calipari, if you're going to come over, we need one dude in 1950s specs. So you're going to have to wear them.
Yeah,
that's one of the reasons that we lost our last coach.
We just fixed 2 D1 programs, Rob.
That's
we
what
fixed
we
Kentucky
do here.
And Michigan.
And we've got a whole
people should
other
commission
hour.
Our services.
We've got another hour. Yeah, we can fix other stuff. Let us know things you need fixed.
The Ohtani situation?
Yes, let's talk about that coming up. Ohtani's got in a pickle. Maybe we can help him. The Spurs are in a bit of a pickle. Maybe we can help them because we might have some suggestions for their new chief European scout. We're going to talk about who that is and what he's been doing and expectations for the short and near term. I don't know if you guys realize it, but the Spurs have only won 15 games. They're on pace to be the worst team in franchise history. And at the same time, offer the Rookie of the Year. We'll look at the dichotomy there, talk Ohtani and the fire that is coming. Tyron has to change out his uniform and wear green, and it's weird. We'll be right back. This is the Morning Huddle, and you are on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
Ahead of the field and throws it down with a right hand.
Your home for the NBA.
At GiveMeTheVin.com, we pride ourselves in being America's best car buyer, bringing top dollar for your car with an online process that's fast and easy. But you might not know that we've got a special interest in buying your truck. Luxury haulers, workhorse diesels, or just your favorite pickup truck, we've specialized in putting the right money on your truck for longer than anybody. Go to GiveMeTheVin.com today and get your check on the spot from America's best car and truck buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
George gets justice. If you've been injured, get George, because George gets justice. With over 100 years of combined experience and a relentless dedication to your case, the attorneys at George Salinas Injury Lawyers will fight for what's right. If you've been injured and it's not your fault, get George and get the compensation you deserve. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. Getgeorge.com.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency on earth. And if you owe back taxes, the news isn't good. The IRS is raising the interest rate it charges on unpaid taxes, and further rate hikes are expected. Most people don't know it, but the IRS adds interest charges on your tax debt daily. So if you owe the IRS today, you will owe even more tomorrow. And it doesn't stop until you get right with the IRS. The good news is getting right can start with one phone call to Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm. Optima's tax professionals specialize in the Fresh Start Initiative, a powerful IRS program that can save you thousands if you qualify. In fact, the experts at Optima Tax have resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients. Call now for a free consultation.
Call 800-970-3199. That's 800-970-3199. 800-970-3199.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
In Bexar County, 1 in 3 people have low access to healthy food since they live 1 mile or more from a grocery store. The City of San Antonio Healthy Corner Stores are helping to change that. With more than 45 member Healthy Corner Store locations, fresh fruits and vegetables are now within reach at your neighborhood store. And all Healthy Corner Stores accept SNAP benefits. For more information, visit sanantonio.gov/Healthy Corner Stores. Remember, visit sanantonio.gov/Healthy Corner Stores.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or play. Stop, opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details.
Renewal by Anderson. Need to replace your old drafty windows? You want Renewal by Anderson. Need to lower your energy cost? You want Renewal by Anderson. Some people will trust anyone to replace their windows. Next thing you know, your windows are installed wrong. Your windows have problems. Or worse, it takes forever to get resolved. That's why you need Renewal by Anderson. Renewal by Anderson has worked with over 1 million homeowners from southern New England to Nevada, Colorado to Pennsylvania, Arizona to Texas. Renewal by Anderson is the nation's best window and door replacement solution. Just text DESIGN to 200-300 to get started. Text DESIGN to 200-300 right now and schedule your free consultation online today. Plus, text now and get $359 for no money down, no payments, and no interest for a full year with Renewal by Anderson. Text the word DESIGN to 200-300. Text DESIGN to 200-300.
You have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-230-2777. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-230-2777. That's 800-230-2777 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-230-2777. 800-230-2777.
Pork rinds pack a protein punch and are the boldest low-carb snacks out there. Skip the chip and try Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds for that ultimate crunch. And with flavors that will have you craving for more, the time to stock up on Southern Recipe at H-E-B is now. Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. Be big, be bold, be adventurous.
94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. San Antonio's Sports Center.
It's NCAA tourney time. Men and women going at it. Women begin today. Men played yesterday in the first round. The Longhorns took care of Colorado State, moving on 56-44. Texas Tech went down to North Carolina State. Congratulations to the UTSA ladies on their first ever postseason win as they beat Northern Colorado 80-62.
This Sports Center update is brought to you by Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 100% satisfaction guarantee.
Wembenyama three. Good! Goes behind the back here. Oh! Little sidestep and a jam by Wembenyama. Oh, it's knocked away by Wembenyama.
This is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. With Rob Thompson and the managing editor of Blogging the Boys, RJ Ochoa. Now, here's Rob and RJ.
It's the Morning Huddle here on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. Hey, tourney day is in full effect. Go join the Blitz at Twin Peaks, Northeast Side, IKEA Lane. The tournament takeover in effect. 2 o'clock they begin. They go until they're tired. They will be on air till at the very least 5:30. They will be there till 7, offering their wit, hijinks, and if you'd buy them a beer, they would surely take it. Go join the boys out at Twin Peaks to eat and drinks and scenic views all in play. Go check out the game with them on Monday. We're playing golf. Come join us at Golf Club of Texas. Good news, and thanks to everybody who signed up. We want to thank Ansira and Flight by Yingling for playing a huge role in this. 90 Proof for hosting the post party as we come off the course and close down the day right around the corner from Golf Club of Texas. We will see you bright and oily on Monday morning. RJ and I will be out on the veranda broadcasting from the top of the hill. I can't wait to see everybody out there on Monday.
Ew.
So here we sit. The Soul series, as it were, is done, and the Dodgers are coming home to a firestorm. This is the biggest story to hit baseball since somebody got called out for cheating, and it could be even bigger than this because it is the first of what we all knew was coming. The superstar in gambling. We knew it was coming. We've had some minor types, the Calvin Ridleys, and we've had some other guys deal with some time off, but we haven't had $4.5 million involved. We haven't had theft, possibly. We haven't had changes of stories. We haven't had a story like this, and it feels like with every passing minute, more and more questions are being asked with few questions answered.
So you like to play conspiracy theorist, right?
Oh, I'm good at it.
So I'm going to give you some information. I would like to know if you think this adds to, because I think right now we all think the same thing, or most people think that.
And that being, he was gambling, and his interpreter is falling on his sword, saying, "Oh, it's me. I'll go to prison, but show he's worth $700 million. I'm worth a little. He'll give me a little scratch when I get out of the country club prison they'll send me to."
Right. So that's the presumption. There's no fact to prove
none at all
at this time. But it smells like that. It smells really, really fishy. Did you know that if you go to ESPN's baseball tab, go to ESPN.com, you go to MLB, the MLB section.
I'm there right now.
There's no headline about this. You got to scroll down, and you see a video of Jeff Paisan talking about this. So it's not the headlining thing. This is the biggest international superstar that America has, and it's not the headlining thing. You go to MLB.com. I think that the folks at MLB.com are the best job of any league running the website.
Why is that? Before you go further, why do you think they're so good at it?
I think that their product is the best. Like their website is the most seamless and smooth, and you can access and do everything from the app. Like they're just so far ahead of the other leagues. But anyway, you go to MLB.com. There is nothing about this. Nothing. Like not a single story.
Is it because maybe there's just not enough hard facts, that it's just a bunch of innuendo and changing stories?
So if you go to the Dodgers tab within MLB.com, not a single thing. There's not a single, there's a report that, whatever. They have one headline off to the side. It says Ohtani, 2 hits, RBI, stolen base, an instant spark for Dodgers in long-awaited debut. If you go to their headline images, they do have one with Ohtani. Says Ohtani will soon begin throwing program. So I'm asking you, if as a conspiracy theorist, you find it funny that there is such a gag order on this from the most involved media parties.
Yes. And we all yesterday, even when we didn't have the lockdown gag order, when it was all breaking late Wednesday night into Thursday morning, everybody who heard it said, oh, this is going to be good, because this can't be just the story. The story just can't be that his longtime friend and translator, now under the employ of the Dodgers, stole $4.5 million from him. And by his first story, not his second one, but by his first story, it wasn't stolen. He was paying off his gambling debts, and even has witness proof that he did it. And ESPN has the proof too. And then they come back and they change the entire story. And then they come back and say, oh, we want a full investigation into, they don't say anything other than the massive theft. Well, theft of what? Is it just the $4.5 million? Was it identity? What's the theft? And now we got the IRS in. This is the worst case scenario for baseball on the eve. I mean, opening day this week.
I'm not accusing ESPN of walking back their own reporting, because they've had several stories come out since this. And I'm not accusing of MLB.com of ignoring the story. But the fact that it is so mum from the two most involved media parties here makes it look more fishy to me. The fact that there's no discussion, that just the occasional Jeff Paisan hit on SportsCenter or whatever, it makes it look like all these people are willing to bend to whatever orders they're getting from the Dodgers or whoever else is involved. Now, I understand that you also want to be accurate. This is a really potentially volatile story. You don't want to report something that isn't 100% correct and, have a narrative be out there that's completely false, like the Jose Altuve buzzer thing.
All wrong, false, fake.
Right. So I understand that the patience there, but I also think that Ohtani needs to kind of get out ahead of this. Like, Ohtani staying quiet here is not helping him, whatsoever right now. And there's a bit of arrogance, I think, involved from everyone that just believes that this will just go away, and that's not going to happen.
I think there's a significant barrier for Ohtani because of his really inability to speak to us in the language we can understand. And he is so reliant on an interpreter, which is, in the beginning, it appears to be the issue, according to those that believe him absolutely free of any wrongdoing, that it was led astray by his translator telling him, I don't know, false. I can't figure out what they're trying to use as defense.
The story allegedly at this point is that he believed he was wiring it to the interpreter, not to the bookie.
Mm-hmm.
But
we have receipts that prove that dude's name was on. So
I'm not trying to.
The story doesn't jibe, and the more they try to stick to something that doesn't jibe, as you said yesterday, and as is always common, the cover-up's always worse than the crime.
And I think that if what the story you're going to try to present to us is that he's truly this gullible or this naive, that is not going to pass any kind of smell test as far as anybody's involvement here.
Let's say it is worst case scenario, RJ, that it was him. He gambled and he lost upwards of $4.5 million gambling on international soccer. But as best as the investigation has come with so far, now the arch fear is his assistant was gambling on baseball. That is the worst case scenario that one or two or both
himself was.
Oh yeah, one, two, or both were involved in some sort of gambling on baseball. Now that's so far they're saying international soccer and other stuff. So if that had happened in California, this wouldn't even be a story. I mean, not in California, but in Las Vegas or wherever the states that have legalized sports betting. Only thing that would really be the story here is the book, not the act.
Right. If Ohtani had gone to Vegas and placed a bet on Wemby winning Defensive Player of the Year, not a big deal whatsoever.
No.
Totally legal. Totally, within the realms of what MLB players are allowed to do. But it doesn't, the reports are that somebody was gambling on the NBA, NFL, and Premier League. Whether it was the interpreter or Ohtani obviously remains to be seen. And I don't know. I mean, again, the idea that this is so. Yesterday, after their second game in Seoul, Dodgers PR just completely guarded Ohtani's locker and didn't let anybody speak to him. There's no way that is going to continue. Like, there's just zero way that they're going to be able.
No English. No sabe.
They're not going to be able to stop this guy from. They're not going to be able to stop anybody from speaking to him ever. This is a nightmare for the Dodgers. Like, this is the most nightmarish start to what is supposed to be a new era of Dodgers baseball. What with the biggest global superstar choosing you, this is wild.
The brigade bar's popping. Edwin just took it down. Who put in there that Shohei needs to go get some babble? We better start listening to some of those tapes on the flight home. You got some splaining to do, and we want it in English. I don't think you want to trust an interpreter ever again. You might want to go learn the language.
Do you think we get any kind of update on this before opening day next week?
Yes, there will be, because there's going to be barbarians at the gate. I mean, they're going to surround Chavez Ravine and Dodger Town. They're going to surround Florida and where they're practicing. They're going to surround Fifth Avenue and Major League Baseball's headquarters. Yeah, we're going to want to hear something, and it is only going to get. You're going to extrapolate by X every day. Whatever it is on Monday of next week, it's going to be triple that on Tuesday and triple that on Wednesday until we get a much more definitive statement from either the accuser or the victim, whoever those turn out to be.
So say there is some level of culpability here from Shohei. Say it's not like the nth degree worse. Say he wasn't. Say he just. Couple of random NBA games, he bet on the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl, whatever. But still, purple pants rule. Illegal is illegal. What's the punishment? What does it need to be?
He would
from
need
a commissioner that took a lot of heat for not punishing the Astros to a severe enough degree.
You talk about a guy who has conspiracy theories bouncing around his brain. I imagine that if it is worst case scenario, or scenario to the extent that it's not Shoeless Joe stuff, but close, he would be suspended the length of time it will take for him to recover from the imminent Tommy John surgery that he probably should have had anyway. So we'll suspend him, and he can just go get well, and we'll bring him back when he's full form and can go ahead and pitch. That's my conspiracy. Let's not have him play one arm to just bat. Go away and get yourself fixed, and we'll do it like Michael Jordan. You're gonna have to go away for a little while.
I think that, we're talking if he is found to have bet to some degree, it's probably about 100 game suspension. Like, no question.
However long it takes to rehab from his his Tommy John surgery, that's how long it'll be.
Gilberto Padilla in the Brigade Bar says, "How bad is the Houston crowd going to roll the Dodgers?"
Oh, this is so great.
So you mentioned Chavez Ravine. We were there for the Astros' first game in
first
LA
time after
since
the
winning the Super Bowl. But the scandal hadn't broken yet, so it wasn't that bad. But that being said, this story, it's amazing to watch the people from their glass houses now having to kind of live in them or live outside of them. All these people, like, I've seen all these tweets that are like, y'all need to have some decency and y'all need to stop
back
coming
off,
for this,
man. This
like,
is serious.
Have you seen the things you've said about Jose Altuve before? Like, have you seen the things that you've said about this man in his personal life? Like, just, this is the ultimate. Have you seen the meme that says me reaping, and it's like me reaping semicolon? It's like, yeah, this is awesome. And then like there's a space and it says me sewing. It's like, wow, this sucks.
This sucks.
You know
Same
what I mean?
thing. Yes. This
So
is
like
the dream scenario.
Or no, I'm sorry. Me sewing is like, this is so much fun. And then it's me reaping. It's like, wow, this sucks. So Chris says he wasn't a Dodger when he made these bets. You don't know that, Chris. You don't know that he wasn't gambling as recently as last week. Or you have no idea.
And it's
even then, You don't know if the Dodgers, if he was gambling, you don't know if the Dodgers knew that, if they overlooked it, if they whatever. Like, we have no idea what anybody did or didn't do whenever they did or didn't do it.
Now, first of all, Dodger, you're the recipient because that's where he is. But this is so much bigger than the Dodgers. Now, for the Astros, it's about the Dodgers. It's about you guys lobbing hand grenades. We get to send some back now. But as far as baseball's concerned, no, it might not have happened when he was a Dodger, but he's the biggest baseball face in the world times 5. And this guy might have been laying money.
The biggest baseball brand. I mean, they're not the Yankees, but like they're the Showtime Dodgers. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is, and all these people who are like, why is everybody talking about this? You signed up for this. You put the biggest global superstar on the biggest global superstar team in professional baseball. Like, of course this is going to happen.
And this, the only other guy on the Dodgers that is happy about the situation that Ohtani finds himself is Yoshinobu Yamamoto and his grand appearance when he showed up and laid an egg. And we forgot about that dude who had 47 pitches or whatever it was to get his first out. Well done, Camp.
He walked past the interpreter and said, bro, I owe you. Dinner's on me, man. Like, I've got your back. Don't worry. I mean, I don't know how many of these you're going to be having with us anymore, but next one I got. So
43 pitches for 3 outs, and he left with an ERA of 45. Congratulations, Dodgers. Good job. That didn't cost you but about $40 million.
Wow. It's silence isn't incriminating, but the just widespread silence on this story is so fishy.
Get your popcorn.
Is so fishy.
Get your popcorn. Just keep eating it because this is going to stay hot for a while. That might be the best thing that happened to baseball as the Ohtani story continues to leak. When news breaks, we do our best to fix it. Stay tuned to us all day long. You need updates. SASportsStar.com has everything you need for that. Coming back, Tyron Smith has exited stage left. He was standing in Jetland explaining how the hell he ended up there. We're going to hear from him. And we're going to hear from Victor Wembanyama, the prodigy that is also a scout. Plans for 5 games, 15 games from now, and 4 years from now, all coming into focus when you hear what Wemby has to say. Stay here. We'll be right back. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. BetUS.com's waiting on you. If your brackets are busted, they're still fun to be had, and it's at BetUS.com. They want you to come and play, and boy, do they have an incentive for you. I've been endorsing BetUS for a long time now. In fact, it's the only book I've ever endorsed here at San Antonio Sports Star. And when I got started, it was a great deal then, but what they got going now, it's just ridiculous. Your first 3 deposits, they will match up to 125% of those deposits 3 times. Not one like when I signed, 3 times. And along with that, there's 10% gambler's insurance and everything you need to complete your experience, because BetUS.com isn't just a book. They got casinos as well. You're looking for live plays, they've got that. Looking for casino action, they've got that too. Don't forget to go and take advantage of what they have. So while your bracket might be busted, lots of fun to be had. Call them at 1-800-MY-BETUS. Go to BetUS.com. If you're bringing crypto to the party, how about up to a 200% match? Do it. Do it now. Go to BetUS.com, sign up, do what you need to do, have some fun, and thank me later.
Time is running out. We're almost sold out. Are you playing at the Golf Club of Texas? Get on it with plenty of prizes, including a shot at $50,000 in a trip to the big game. Presented by Ancira Auto Group. Go to sasportstar.com and get signed up. A 4-person scramble, $120 per player to join, or a group of 4 can sign up together for $400. Then, after your round, join the San Antonio Sports Star gang for the after party, where the Blitz will be live at 90 Proof Bar and Grill on the corner of Highway 10 minutes from Golf Club of Texas. It's San Antonio's Spring Golf Classic, benefiting the Will Smith Foundation, Monday, March 25th. Presented by Flight by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
The Golf Club of Texas has some of the best course conditions with the friendliest staff. The golf is great. They have lighted driving range and practice area. While it feels like a country club, it's not a private club. It's open to the public, so bring the family into the Tin Cup Bar, the nicest sit-down restaurant in that area of San Antonio, specializing in Texas food, wine, and spirits. For golf or dinner, go to the Golf Club of Texas off Highway 90, online at golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, the friendliest golf course in Texas.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Minimum purchase required. Interest accrues from date of purchase, but is waived if paid within promotional period. Go to windowappointmentnow.com for full offer details.
Attention homeowners. Do you know when to replace your windows? Feeling too hot or cold? Fog between the glass? Spending too much on expensive energy that literally goes out the window? It's time to replace. And right now you can get a free in-home window consultation and free price quote from Renewal by Andersen. Plus with our March 31-day sales event, you can save $377 off every window and $777 off every door when you buy 4 or more units. Just text PROJECT to 200-300 for your free consultation on top quality affordable windows or patio doors for no dollars down, no monthly payments, and no interest for a year. That's right, you don't pay a dime for an entire year. Text PROJECT to 200-300 to save $377 off every window and $777 off every door when you buy 4 or more units. Hurry, this incredible 31-day sales offer is only in March. Text PROJECT to 200-300. Text the word PROJECT to 200-300. PROJECT to 200-300.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Minimum purchase required. Interest accrues from date of purchase, but is waived if paid within promotional period. Go to windowappointmentnow.com for full offer details.
Attention homeowners. Do you know when to replace your windows? Feeling too hot or cold? Fog between the glass? Spending too much on expensive energy that literally goes out the window? It's time to replace. And right now you can get a free in-home window consultation and free price quote from Renewal by Andersen. Plus with our March 31-day sales event, you can save $377 off every window and $777 off every door when you buy 4 or more units. Just text PROJECT to 200-300 for your free consultation on top quality affordable windows or patio doors for no dollars down, no monthly payments, and no interest for a year. That's right, you don't pay a dime for an entire year. Text PROJECT to 200-300 to save $377 off every window and $777 off every door when you buy 4 or more units. Hurry, this incredible 31-day sales offer is only in March. Text PROJECT to 200-300. Text the word PROJECT to 200-300. PROJECT to 200-300.
Good morning, everybody. Joe Reinagle here. Coming up on the Blitz, we are live again at Twin Peaks, although this time at the Live Oak location. Of course, we're going to have all the NCAA tournament action. Spurs in action tonight. They'll take on the Memphis Grizzlies, plus John Machota will join us to talk a little Dallas Cowboys football. Rob, what do you think about not skipping steps? Do you believe Coach Pop, or is that just Coach speak?
In Pop, we trust. It's like hopscotch. You don't have to go slow, but you need to hit every step. Baby. Blitz hits every step. They will be busy today. They're out at Twin Peaks. They bring in this swag with them. Go visit them. Live Oak, eats, drinks, and scenic views will be had. Games on all these screens. Going to be a busy weekend all around for us sports fans. F1 tomorrow. You got baseball rounding into form. Spring football games are nigh as well. You care about such things?
It's a fun time of year.
Yeah, I teased Tyron Smith, and we'll talk to some Cowboys. But it struck me as we went to break. I was watching the 4-letter, and they were talking about the ladies' tournament. Tomorrow at 2, Caitlin and the Iowa Hawkeyes start their chase for the national championship. I wonder what the ratings are going to look like for them. At 2 o'clock, I was checking. Tomorrow at 2, if you were, there's games that are going to be already in play. But at 2 o'clock, when Iowa goes off, the men will have Gonzaga and Kansas will be tipping at 2:15. which is pretty big. That's a national game. That's 2 of the bluer bloods going. I wonder how many people are going to flip over like me to see a little bit of Caitlin, a little something, a little break off. What are you going to do?
I think everybody.
Are you going to make it a point of flipping over just to see Caitlin, because that's going to be the measure? She's the GOAT.
She's the show this week. I don't know how you could, what the best part about sports is watching great people do great things.
Oh, well said.
And there's no greater athlete, in their respective arena this weekend than her.
The magnetic draw, Iowa, number 1 seed overall. Tomorrow at 2, we'll start to see apples to apples, tournament action, big time names on both sides. Who pulls? I'd like to see them pull. If they run 50% of the men's bracket, if Caitlin runs 50% of the opposing 3 games, I think that's a win in any measure.
Well, I mean, I saw that the women's Final Four has outsold the men's Final Four from a ticket standpoint, which is incredible.
Wow, I didn't know that. Then I'm going to readjust then maybe 50% is low.
Hang on, let me pull this up. Vamp for me.
Because as far as, name and notoriety, Caitlin's far ahead of anybody in the men's tournament. Maybe Zach Edey, just because he's been around for so long and, as holding a Naismith Award already. He might be close, but that's it. There's no other name. There's no other guy in college we all know. Not one. Only guy we're all talking about today is Calipari about to get fired. Or what? No, I take that back. There is one name equally as big as Caitlin's. His name is Gulky, and he's open. Other than that.
So here's the verbiage. There was a story that came out on Tuesday that the women's Final Four has sold 6 times as many tickets as the men's Final Four. So, yeah, get ready for some big numbers.
I find that so intriguing. I wonder why. Is it because, the ones are just assumed to be there, and it is 4 juggernauts from Texas, South Carolina, of course, Iowa, you got your LSUs playing in there as well. I mean, is it just the expectation that we might have something akin to like the 1985 Final Four, where it is four juggernauts coming at it, where you have no idea who's going to walk away with it? I hope that's the case. But I get the sense it's all Caitlin.
I think it's the effect of just big things happen. People want to be a part of them. It's the reason people tune in for stuff like this in general. And I mean, that goes like, I think a good example is like when there's a record being hunted down, like, like I think about the night that, like Kobe's last night happening in parallel with the Warriors getting number 83, like, stuff like that. You want to be able to say you saw it. It's somewhat like why people watch the Oscars. Like, they don't really care about the movies, but they care about the discussion. They care about the inflection point.
And an inflection point is perfect. I think we have reached this inflection point. It's going to be an extraordinary weekend. And while the college basketball world rules, the NBA continues on the other side. Let's talk about Victor and the closeout of this season. They only stand with 15 wins. They are right now the worst team the Spurs have ever fielded. Ever.
It's not good, Bob.
What do they do the next 5 and the next 15 and the next 4 years? We'll talk about that. And the rest of the NBA world next. We have Breaking Benjamin tickets to give away. Let's do that now. 656-3776, 656-ESPN. You want to go see Breaking Benjamin? Dial them. You want to go see Daughtry? Dial them. You want to go see Stained? Dial them. Those tickets apply to all of those. And a band called Lakeview that I don't know. If you're caller number 6, you have to wait for it. Say hello to Edwin, but the 6th person to do just that is going to go to see a fine show on us. It's going to be at the Germania. 656-3776, the number to call. This is a Live Nation gig. You don't win them, you can buy them. We'll be right back looking at the Spurs here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is your home for college basketball's national championship.
On their way to their 12th national title game.
68 teams, Sweet 16, Elite 8, the Final Four. One winner takes all. Hear it all on your home for March Madness. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, presented by Westwood One.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Somebody's knocking the door. I walk over, and there's Toby Keith. I'm like, hey, Toby Keith. He's like, hey, is Rick James in here? I'm like, yeah. He does like to smoke the weed.
Yes, he does.
Yes. We are having some celebrities, Rick James and Dan Haggerty and
Grizzly Adams?
Grizzly Adams.
Wow. Hello, Grizzly Adams.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Every Saturday morning.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
In Bexar County, 1 in 3 people have low access to healthy food since they live 1 mile or more from a grocery store. The City of San Antonio Healthy Corner Stores are helping to change that. With more than 45 member Healthy Corner Store locations, fresh fruits and vegetables are now within reach at your neighborhood store. And all Healthy Corner Stores accept SNAP benefits. For more information, visit sanantonio.gov/Healthy Corner Stores. Remember, visit sanantonio.gov/Healthy Corner Stores.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details.
Renewal by Anderson. Need to replace your old drafty windows? You want Renewal by Anderson. Need to lower your energy cost? You want Renewal by Anderson. Some people will trust anyone to replace their windows. Next thing you know, your windows are installed wrong. Your windows have problems. Or worse, it takes forever to get resolved. That's why you need Renewal by Anderson. Renewal by Anderson has worked with over 1 million homeowners from southern New England to Nevada, Colorado to Pennsylvania, Arizona to Texas. Renewal by Anderson is the nation's best window and door replacement solution. Just text DESIGN to 200-300 to get started. Text DESIGN to 200-300 right now and schedule your free consultation online today. Plus, text now and get $359 off every window and $887 off every door. Don't wait. Text DESIGN to 200-300 for no money down, no payments, and no interest for a full year with Renewal by Anderson. Text the word DESIGN to 200-300. Text DESIGN to 200-300.
Progressive presents good news, bad news, dumb news, then great news. Good news. A letter in your mailbox says you could save money bundling your home and auto insurance with Progressive. Bad news. You saw it after your teenager backed the car into the mailbox. Dumb news. A new mailbox, basically a box on a stick, costs up to $400. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and go with paperless mail instead. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
What's keeping you from learning the language you've always wanted to speak? Too hard.
Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's interactive lessons, podcasts, games, and more make learning fun. Fun isn't hard. Right. And in 10 minutes a day, Babbel's bite-sized lessons are designed to get you having real conversations in as little as 3 weeks.
That's not long.
It's not hard.
It's perfect.
It starts here. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
I lock up my Old Spice Fiji aluminum-free dry spray to keep that 24/7 lasting freshness safe for myself. Fresh coconuts, palm trees in the wind. It's like catching waves in Fiji. Actually, I just talked myself into a refreshing spritz of Fiji. My Old Spice is missing! No!
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Minimum purchase required. Interest accrues from date of purchase but is waived if paid within promotional period. Go to windowappointmentnow.com for full offer details.
Attention homeowners. Do you know when to replace your windows? Feeling too hot or cold? Fog between the glass? Spending too much on expensive energy that literally goes out the window? It's time to replace. And right now you can get a free in-home window consultation and free price quote from Renewal by Anderson. Plus with our March 31-day sales event, you can save $377 off every window and $777 off every door when you buy 4 or more units. Just text PROJECT to 200-300 for your free consultation on top quality affordable windows or patio doors for no dollars down, no monthly payments, and no interest for a year. That's right, you don't pay a dime for an entire year. Text PROJECT to 200-300 to save $377 off every window and $777 off every door when you buy 4 or more units. Hurry, this incredible 31-day sales offer is only in March. Text PROJECT to 200-300. Text the word PROJECT to 200-300. PROJECT to 200-300.
94.1 FM.
San Antonio Sports Star.
Wake up with the Morning Huddle.
You're on San Antonio Sports Star. You're on the Morning Huddle. You missed what we've been doing. Hey, shame on you, but you can catch up. There's some homework you can do. Go to sasportstar.com. We call it the Audio Vault. You should call it your Podcast Central. That's where you can catch up on all things live. We did it. You can find it there. And wherever you might go in the world, it's a way to take us with you. If you're watching us live, we are appropriately adorned in our Aggie Maroon. We're the affiliate, and we're also fans. We will be rooting for them live right here on San Antonio Sports Star. Tip about 5:50. We'll get you going about 5:30. Blitz will be out at Twin Peaks with all of you hoop heads of like mind. Go hang out with them and come play golf with us on Monday. Golf Club of Texas hosts us for the first time, although it's not our first spring event. It'll be the first one there. We cannot wait. We'll be broadcasting live. The tournament will be going, and we're going to end the day over at 90 Proof. Flight by Yingling will be there the whole time. They got some cool, any of the Flight by Yingling swag is always cool, and we're going to have plenty of that and our stuff too. So it's going to be a fun weekend. Make sure you play a role in that, and come see us both today and Monday.
Ew.
Tonight the Grizzlies are in town. They're bringing a fair amount of fun this way. I'll tell you what, it's not going to be an offensive explosion. The Spurs are like 27th, I think, in offense, and Memphis is like 30th.
So take the under.
Yeah, I would take the under. And if you're doing the more or less thing, like I do on my prize picks, more on Wemby. He's played pretty well against Memphis this year. I think he gets up to play against Jaren Jackson, who, defensive player of the year too. I think they match up well, and I think Wemby gets ready for it. The question here for Spurs fans and for Pop in this team is, how do you want to end this season? How do you want to close this thing down? Because we're in the home stretch. We're rounding that back clubhouse turn, and we're coming down the stretch. They've only got 15 wins. They need to get to 20 to become the second worst team in Spurs history, but there you land. Is that a goal that should be even? I know you want to win every game, but you certainly don't want to end this year as the worst of all time, do you?
Does it really matter?
Yeah, that's my point. Does it really even matter? Because I think it does. I mean, it's hard to fathom that, we look at what we have in this potential, this acorn that is becoming this mighty oak, growing faster than we expected in Wemby, that we might likely look back on after a long and illustrious career, and it'll be like the first year is going to be kind of like Troy Aikman's first year, where you go, oh yeah, remember that first year where you didn't even win a game? That kind of crap. I mean, I hate that'll be, but it does kind of help write a cool story.
Let's play this game then. So to have the worst record in franchise history, they would have to win no more than 4 more games. Okay. So let's walk through the remaining 13. Okay.
Okay. I think they're going to. Okay.
You tell me win or loss. Memphis tonight.
I think they're going to get one tonight.
Okay, so that's one.
That's one.
So we're 20% there. Phoenix tomorrow night.
Probably not, because it's back to back, and we won't see Wemby.
Okay. Phoenix on Monday.
See, I'm thinking maybe I'm gonna. No, Phoenix has too much to lose. They're going to win both of them. So the Spurs will come out this weekend with just one win.
At Utah on Wednesday.
They're going to lose that one.
Okay. The Knicks next Friday.
Absolutely a loss.
Okay. The Warriors next Sunday.
I'm gonna put that as a win. They'll be due. So what are we down to? We need 2 more wins.
So we need 3 more to not tie it. 3 more to
break away.
Right, because they're sitting on 15, and we've given them 2 so far.
Right.
We need them to have 21 to not at least tie the record, because the record's 20 wins. Okay, so after that, Denver. In Denver, by the way. Okay, so that's a no. At New Orleans.
Nope.
Philly at home.
Nope.
At Memphis. That's a win.
I'm going to say they'll win either the Philly or Memphis game, so I'll give a win in there, yeah.
So that's 3. At Oklahoma City.
Nope.
Probably not. Okay, then you got 2 more, and we only have 3 so far. Denver and Detroit.
Nope. Yes. We're going to come
So maybe
up short.
you beat Detroit. So we've given them 4 wins across the rest of the regular season. And if that were to happen, they would literally have the worst regular season record ever. Spurs franchise.
And here is this interesting problem of living in the basement. Tonight, playing Memphis, even though it looks like a win and one that we want, and Memphis is tanking too. It's not like Memphis is chasing anything big. But a win over Memphis, I do believe, affects this Toronto pick. You know, we don't want to beat anybody. You know, we don't really, at the end, we would just soon have the worst record because this has all been about next year. So while we talk about the individual things and the individual games, I just soon mark this as literally the worst, call it the moment of clarity that causes a change toward the better, and say this was, despite the fact that we got Wemby, we hadn't already hit rock bottom. We hadn't hit the depths of where we needed to be before we could truly start to make the decisions that absolute losers make. That we still have a safety net. We haven't reached the bottom yet. So maybe it should be a 16, 17 win season where we look back on it like the Cowboys did way back when in 1991.
Well, and I mean, at this point, like, you're just going to take pride in not having the worst record in franchise history. And you know what I mean? Like, you're going to contend. Like, at this point, you've already tanked enough. You know what I mean? There's no reason to not see it all the way through. According to Tankathon right now, Spurs have the third overall, you know, in terms of lottery, situations. Toronto's sitting at 7. Remember, we're obviously keeping tabs on that as well.
Toronto. We want the top 5 on this one.
Right. Well, we need that to not
top 6,
be protected.
Yeah.
So they're sitting at 7. So
a win doesn't help us.
No, that's what I'm saying. We need the Raptors to keep losing. So, but looking at this, Tankathon gives us a 52.1% chance at a top 4 pick, and we're tied for the number 1 overall pick in terms of percentages with Detroit and Washington. So at this point, you know, I don't need you to go out and win 5 or 6 games and, you know, put yourself away from a team forever ago. If you have the worst record in franchise history, that's okay at this point.
You know, Wemby yesterday in practice, which, by the way, I saw some great video of Pop working, coaching, doing the stuff that, you know, the Spurs so rarely get a chance to do, and that's to actually practice. So normally when they come off practice, you do expect a good game because they just get to do it so rarely. Wemby was asked about the situation they find themselves in and the importance in his mind of them to get those 5 so as not to finish as the worst team in the history of the franchise.
How important? I mean, it's very important, and the whole focus is on winning these games. And we've had our ups and downs in the season, but we know each other way better today, so it all comes down to all of our personal efforts to make this work, but it's going to work.
All of our personal efforts, of which I hope you're not a part of for a lot of these games, but you get the sense that Pop's going to let Wemby do just about what Wemby wants to do. If he wants to keep playing, yeah, go ahead. We got your 65 under your belt. If you want to go home, that's okay too.
I mean, I guess.
Well, the reason I bring it up, because evidently Wemby has got another gig lined up, a summer job, and it's not just playing in the Olympics. No, he's got a side hustle going on. He's going to be working with the Euro side of things, working on some scouting.
I mean, as much as my role as a leader and as a player for the future is important, so I stay on my side. But it's, you know, I'm sure also about the draft, they're gonna ask me questions about the French prospect. It's you know, as I said before, everybody does their job, but I'm ready to be involved and to collaborate and give and help in any way I can help.
You know, that's Victor talking post-practice yesterday about, you know, scouting, and he does have a perspective overseas. And I was thinking, you know, we've gone through this before with having the superstar and changing a franchise. When David got here, remember the team had tanked, but really they weren't awful. There was talent here, and there was protection here. I remember Terry Cummings being here to kind of cover for David and kind of bring him along the way. And the significant difference between David and Victor is Victor has no cover. He has no protection. He has nobody to kind of clear the way for him. He is front and center all the time. And when you're like that, you are asked questions like, how involved are you with the front office? Questions that David never got. They never asked David who you think they should draft. Never. David, are you busy? Are you scouting? We never ask him questions like that.
It's a different time, and it's a different era.
It truly is.
And it's fair, certainly with regards, and you mentioned this, but with regards to the French prospects, obviously, ask him about that. I mean, it's a different thing to be like, yo, what did you think about Rob Dillingham when they got blasted by Oakland? That's a different, approach. But I think you absolutely have to involve him. You have to. Like, he's the most, name a more important person in the building than him. You can't.
No.
I mean, there's nobody who's remotely close to him in terms of importance to the franchise. So not asking him, acting as if his opinion doesn't matter, I think is going about this the wrong way. Even if you don't, share the opinion or you operate, differently from his opinion, you at least have to ask him of it, court his opinion, and obviously factor it into your consideration.
And as you do, and the more you allow someone to feel like they're part of the process, the more they're going to expect to be part of the process. And they should. I mean, you've opened the door and you've said, we appreciate your input and you're going to be on the team, whether you're the leader or a part of it, you should play a role in who's coming. And I get that. But, when you have the oversized importance that Wemby gives and the oversized opinion that he can bring with that, the worry is what he wants, what he thinks is good for him might not be good for us. And that balancing act that Pop's going to have to walk, because they've opened the door and said, yeah, you're going to play this huge role in how this thing develops, not only with the talent that's coming in, but how your talents are applied, how you become an NBA player, because you'll be the first 7'5" 2 guard in the history of the league if you do it your way. But that ain't the way I think is the best for you.
No, I don't mean this to sound cold, but if you run the Spurs, your focus almost isn't even what's best for Wemby. It's what's best for the Spurs, right? Like, how can Wemby help the Spurs? Now, in a perfect world, those things, you're laughing. I mean,
well, I'm thinking Jerry's answer to that, but
in a perfect world, those things run parallel, right? Like in a perfect world, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, but your objective is to deliver championships to the Spurs and obviously to give Victor the best and most promising and most fulfilling career that you can. But those things theoretically all marry together. And so that being said, how can he most help the Spurs? I mean, that's by playing the 5. Like, there's no question about that.
Be big. You're bored big. Be big.
Yeah, and if he doesn't want to do that, I think every one of us could sit here and go, yeah, that makes sense, on some level. But, I mean, like if Jokic was like, you know what, I think I want to be a point guard today. You think anybody would be like, that's a great idea? And it'd be like, it would just, no. Like, you've got to go work. You've got to go fight. Like, that's the physical, sort of set of tools that you have to work with, and therefore we have to work with.
The idea that he wants something different for himself and sees himself being successful in a different way than Pop does, or Brian Wright does, or Buford does, whoever it might be defining who they think he is, that is my biggest fear. I mean, it truly is my biggest fear, that he sees things working this way. The Spurs are, acting as if they are going to go that way, and they let it go so far that, this isn't going to work, man. I know you want this guy. And, looking at the guys that are going to help him, last night watching the Kentucky game, I'm marking 2 guys off the list, at least for one game, Reed Shepherd and what's his name? 12. They wasn't there. Dillingham. They were there. They didn't. Wemby. Nope. Next opportunity. And the good news is the next opportunity might be in Europe. And, maybe his scout's eyes might benefit us both. You get a guy that helps you, and we also get a guy that we believe will put you in the right place.
Sure. I think the most important thing, and you kind of touched on it, is not to mislead him, right? You certainly, that's why you have to hear him, and you have to come to terms on what is best for everybody. This is a really thin line to walk, because I understand Wemby not wanting, it's who would want to go have that physical fight every night, Nobody would. You know what I mean? Like that wouldn't. That's not fun. You know what I mean? What's fun? Putting up threes. You know what I mean? And just bringing the ball up. And I get that Wemby is extraordinarily talented at that, but again, his job is to block shots. His job is to stifle opposing offenses. That's his primary job, not to score baskets.
Well, he believes the other is true. And, that's going to be the other ongoing thing when you're dealing with a guy who is so naturally gifted at going and scoring and blocking shots. Where do we need to focus the most on improvement? And we know that the team will improve faster defensively than it will with his offense. He's a bucket getter. He'll tell you just that.
Well, yeah, I'm fine with you getting all the buckets you want as long as they're putbacks and tipbacks and you're in the paint. Get all those buckets, baby.
Tonight, tomorrow, and Monday. I think we'll be one game closer to breaking through. How do your brackets look as we head into a busy weekend? Upsets today. Yesterday, all those favorite teams, the 1, 2, 3s, and 4s, got to see all those upsets yesterday. Coaches got to tell their players, go watch those teams get upset. So normally Friday runs a little bit more chalk because the higher seeds come in with the appropriate fear that they don't want to suddenly become Kentucky. They don't suddenly want to be the guys exited and having to talk about their coach and whether they should be fired. So I don't think it'll be crazy, though I do expect of all the upsets, the James Madison one, I think, is where everybody's watching. I think that's the one that we're all looking to say, all right, I'm going to take this above and beyond just my bracket. I might go to betus.com. Might want to do something there because that seems like the most likely upset. You got anything else that you're looking forward to today?
Just the game's going to be a lot of fun and then take us right into another Spurs game. Looking forward. I'll be at the Suns game tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to get my son a Wemby jersey. And you think white or black?
I'm partial to the black long-term jersey.
I think so too, just because he's also 2. I mean, I'm not interested in getting a white jersey.
Don't get the city edition. Don't
Why would I
inflict
do
that on him? I'm just saying, don't inflict that on him this weekend.
No,
Go get the old school. Get the good one, the SATX one, so that he can signify Austin in its beginnings. So that when he grows up and he's going to games at the Moody Center,
Wemby in Austin plays the 1, but Wemby in San Antonio plays the 5.
That's a shirt. Your tacos are awful.
Why do you think they call it they call it the 5-1-2?
See? There you go. That's how we put things in perspective. Aggies today at 5:30. Make sure you're tuned in for that. The Blitz will be at Twin Peaks over on the northeast side over at the IKEA place. They will be bringing their gifts and their swag, so make sure you go by and say howdy to them. For all of you that had waited for the last possible moment to sign up for our golf tournament, we warned you. We filled up in record time. We want to thank Flight by Yingling and Insira, 90 Proof, the Golf Club of Texas, and all those sponsors that are going to be out there promoting such a wonderful time. Can't wait to see everybody on Monday. We'll be out there in appropriate attires. We're going to be out in the cold, suffering for you after a long and fun weekend. Couple of real quick questions as you have exactly 1 minute, RJ, before the end of the week. Who wins F1 tomorrow other than Verstappen?
Charles Leclerc. He gets P2.
Do you expect the news to improve or get worse for young Ohtani over the next 2 days?
It's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse.
Will we have number 1 or number 2 knocked off today?
No. Okay, my last one for you. Will Caitlin Clark do something amazing?
Caitlin Clark will pull the largest rated women's first round game in history, and Iowa will not make it to next.
Wow.
A lot of pressure on that young lady. A lot of pressure. No pressure on us as we're heading into the weekend. Everybody be safe. We look forward to seeing you on Monday.